action. Let's go. It is time to get it underway. Hey guys, how you going? So BKRsport, we are live for the North Queensland Cowboys, taking on the Redcliffe Dolphins here in North Queensland at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. This is actually a pretty good game when you look at the ladder. I will say that there is a bit of a caveat in regards to these two. Oh, I just realized my audio is not connected to my headset. Now it is connected to the headset. But this game, a little bit of a caveat, is that you just don't really know what Cowboys team is going to turn up here. And you also don't really know what Dolphins team is going to turn up here, to be fair. Based off of the ladder of the fact that the Cowboys are currently in 9th position and the Dolphins are currently in 6th position, you look at it and go, well, this could be a bit of a belter. They're both in the same amount of points of 16 points. You know, their defense is relatively... Oh, no, the Dolphins are a bit better in regards to defense. The attack is very much in favor of probably the Cowboys. Well, no, probably the gap between the defense of these two teams is the same as the gap between the attack. It's just that the Cowboys have the better attack compared to the Dolphins, which you wouldn't usually say. And the Dolphins have actually the better defense than the Cowboys, which is not a surprise to say, but... Also, the Dolphins last year were not good defensively at all, but they're a very different team. At the moment in this season, they've really changed the structure of how they've been operating. They've been changing the way that the Redcliffe Dolphins have been playing, and it's been a really positive sign for them, and it's really putting them into a much better stead than what they were, you know, going down a path of from last year. You know, they looked really, really disappointing, and they just continued to, you know, give up massive scores, and they would score a lot, but they'd actually get beaten, scoring 30 points or 34 points kind of deal. This Cowboys team is doing that right now, but at the very least they're getting their wins. You know, so the Cowboys at the moment are under the same kind of thought process as what the Dolphins were last year. It's just the Dolphins weren't necessarily getting those wins last year, and the Cowboys just simply are, because they've got 8 wins this season already, which is massive because they're in 9th position, but they haven't had a bye yet. So they'll already be above the Dolphins, Rabbitohs, and Sharks. Regardless of if they lost this game today, they'd still be more wins than the Dolphins with 8 compared to the Dolphins on 7 if they got a win. They're actually currently equal with the Roosters, Manly, and Knights. It's just their points differential right now that is really, really hurting the Cowboys with their plus 13. We'll get into the ladder in a second. Let's go through these two team lineups here for this game here today, and then obviously we have the ultimate crash out central game right after this of the Broncos versus the Titans in mental health game, which is massive. Love that. Love that that is a huge implementation into the NRL nowadays, and especially with this Broncos-Titans matchup with the Broncos wearing the all black. I love it. I think it's an awesome initiative, and I'm so grateful and glad that it's a part of a game that my team is in. The Broncos do a really good job with this every single year. Well, last year they did it, and I don't know if they did it the year beforehand, but definitely last year they did it, and they're obviously doing it again. So really looking forward to that one. And then later on tonight, guys, the start of our FIFA World Cup campaign. Well, it's not the actual FIFA World Cup, but it is a pre-World Cup friendly between Australia and Switzerland. We will be live for that. That's actually very early in the morning for you guys. I'll be live my time at 1:30 a.m. in Vietnam, but that for you will be 2:30, 3:30, 4:30 a.m. And the game will start at 5 a.m. for you on the east coast of Australia. If you're in New Zealand, that means that it'll be starting up at like 7 a.m. for you. So pretty good time slot for you. So as soon as you wake up, jump on and we can watch on as Australia take on Switzerland in a pre-World Cup friendly, because we are going to be covering the FIFA World Cup this year. But all right, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and the game starts in 25 minutes time. So let's rock through these two team lineups. The Cowboys, they come into this game from 9th position. The Dolphins come in from 6th, and this is at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. The ins for the Cowboys, Ruben Cotter, massive in, and Sonny Luke, with the outs being Robert Derby and Xavier Kerrisk. The fullback is Scotty Drinkwater, with the wingers being Zach Labart and Murray Talangi. Centers of Jackson Purdue and Tom Chester. The 5'8", Liam Sutton. The halfback, Jake Clifford. The front row forwards are Thomas McKaylee and Jason Tawalolo, with the number 9 being Reed Marnie. The back row is Helam Lukey and Sam McIntyre, with the 13 being Ruben Cotter, who is the captain. And then the interchange is Sonny Luke, Griffin Neem, Matthew Lodge, Cohen Hess, Ethan King, and Winner McGregor, with the coach being Todd Payton. The Cowboys... Listen, last week wasn't great for them. They lost to the Canberra Raiders 26 points to 12 down there in Canberra. We all know how the Raiders played last night. It was actually pathetic. I will always sit here and say that players do care. I will always sit here and say the work ethic is there. It's just not going right for them on the day. But yesterday, I even questioned myself in regards to how the Raiders played. I even questioned their intensity. I questioned their care factor. And it was really disappointing to see from the Canberra Raiders in round 14 against the Sydney Roosters. So you go back to round 13 and you're just like, well, the Cowboys... this can happen where they just don't simply turn up and they lost 26 points to 12. But the week prior, they beat the Rabbitohs 30-18. The week prior to that, they won in Magic Round 18 points to 12. And look, the Cowboys weren't exceptional. This is the thing. The second half, they were defensively resilient. But the Cowboys are not an exceptional team. I hate to break it to you Cowboys fans. You are not an exceptional team. But you are still getting your 2 points more often than not, barring that Raiders game, barring that Eels game where you lost 33-30. And that's the point where you can score a lot, but you still concede a lot because your defense is not that great. The Cowboys are not an exceptional team this year, but they have the ability to just grind out and win these games, which is a really good testament to what a footy club is. If you can win games that realistically you probably shouldn't have, or that you weren't great in, but you still win, well, that's a sign of a premiership contender. Now, I'm not saying the Cowboys are a premiership contender whatsoever. Like, I don't think this team will be anywhere close to a grand final. But they are showing really, really good signs here of a resilient club that is, regardless of the fact that people put them in the bottom four and a lot of people put them into last position, they are just one of those teams this year where they're getting results, and they've got the third best amount of results so far this season, only behind the Panthers, who have 11 wins, the Warriors, who have 9 wins. They've got the same amount of wins as the Roosters, the Manly Sea Eagles, and the Newcastle Knights. And if they win this game here today, well, all three of those teams have already played. The Cowboys are already on 8, they'd go to 9, so they would be equal with the New Zealand Warriors for amount of wins. So it's a really, really difficult process here to think about this North Queensland Cowboys team, to actually understand who they are and what they are. Because if you watch their games, and for anyone who thinks that we're being critical for no reason here, we'll talk about the stats in a second in regards to their for and against, and we'll explain to you why. I still don't necessarily blame the Cowboys, but I have to also respect their wins. They're a very, very confusing team. They are a very up and down team where they can come out and just win, or they can come out and get blown away, like the Raiders game, like the Manly game as well. The Cowboys need to have the respect of, if they get this win, they're on 9. But also, I seriously have my doubts that I do think that they are still a false economy here in this NRL. But we will see the longer the season goes on, and they can keep just pumping along. But at the moment, yeah, they're on 8 wins, and you got to be pretty happy with that. So, look, we'll get into the ladder in a second. Actually, no, I think this is a pretty high emphasis right now to talk about. So the Cowboys have scored 329 points this season, but you've also got to remember they've played 13 games. They've played more games than everybody else because they're one of two teams that have not had a bye yet, which is the Melbourne Storm as well, who you've got to keep an eye on because they're in 11th now. But the Cowboys have 329 points scored. Now, again, there's a big reminder here. Manly and the Knights are the only other teams. Manly, the Knights, the Raiders, and the Storm with 14 are the only other teams with 13 or above, right? So 329, they've got 369 for the Panthers, 368 for the Warriors. With one less game, the Roosters are only down by 6 points. So I am going to say the Roosters are above them there. So that's 4th. But if you actually, you know what? Let's be technical here. Let's just go based off what we've seen here. But just keep that in mind that the Roosters are probably above them. They'll score more than 6 points right in their makeup game. So right now they're in 3rd. Then the Manly Sea Eagles are 367, so 4. Knights 370, so that's 5. The Rabbitohs are 338, and that's with a less game, so that's 6. You've got the Sharks are 2 games behind them with 322. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. They are behind the Roosters of the Sharks, so they are in 8th right now. I've got to be honest. You're 2 games in front of the Sharks. They've only got 7 points less than you, and the Roosters, you're 1 game in front of them, and they've only got 6 points less than you. I've just simply got to give it to those guys. So you are in 8th there, and then you've got the Storm on 346, so that is 9th. And that's it. So you are currently in 9th for attack right now, North Queensland, right? So really middle of the pack, exactly where you are in regards to the ladder. But again, with the wins, it doesn't actually reflect where you are on the ladder. And that's why they're really confusing. So 9th for attack. Defensively, 316 against, which is double the Panthers at 164. The Warriors at 214. Roosters at 250. Manly at 250. The Dolphins at 239. The Rabbitohs at 294. The Sharks at 282, the Tigers at 285, the Broncos at 313. We've also got the Bulldogs at 318, so you're in 11th right now. You've got the Titans at 280, so you're actually in 12th for defense. So you have got the 9th best attack and the 12th best defense, but yet you've got if you win here today, the 2nd best record in the competition, equal with the New Zealand Warriors. And that's why it's so confusing. So when I sit here and I I find these criticisms for the North Queensland Cowboys, just understand that it's coming from that perspective, and it's not just to shit on them for the purpose of shitting on them. I have no issue in regards to the Cowboys. I'm just showing you that the stats don't reflect the record that they have, which is really surprising and really confusing. And that's why they have a plus 13, despite the fact that, the team that they would be equal with on wins, the Warriors, are on plus 154. They've conceded far less points, over 100 less points than them, and they've scored about 60 more points than them as well. And yet that would be the team they'd be equal with. They'd be above the Roosters, who have scored more points and conceded far less, about 70-odd points less. They'd be they'd be in front of the Manly Seagulls, who have scored 50-odd more points than them and conceded about 70-odd less points. The Knights, they're at 370, so 60-odd points more, but or 50-odd points more, but yet 338 is bad, right? Their defense is bad. So that's not actually a really good one to use as a reference point here. The Rabbitohs at 294, so about 30-odd less than what you've conceded. And then 338, they've scored about 11 more points. And again, this is with a game less. So the point is that it really is confusing. And the Cowboys, regardless of this confusing nature, are just simply getting wins. If they win here today, they're equal with the Warriors for the amount of wins. So it does need to be spoken about. Let's move over to the Dolphins now, where their ins are Hamisa Tapuaiwhatu, Herbie Farnworth, Cody Nikorima, Max Platt, Selwyn Cobo, and Thomas Flegler, with the outs being Brian Puniu, John Finianganofo, Lewis Simons, Oren Keeley, Tavita Nafahu, and Trey Fuller. The fullback is Hamisa Tapuaiwhatu, with the wingers being Jermaine Asako and Selwyn Cobo, centers of Jack Bostock and Herbie Farnworth. The 5'8" is Cody Nikorima, with the halfback being Asai Katoa, who is the captain. The front row forwards are Thomas Flegler and Francis Molo, with the number 9 being Jeremy Marshall King. The back row is Keneli Lemuelu and Kulakefu Fufubiaki, and the 13 is Morgan Knowles. Interchange, Max Plath is on the bench here, which is interesting. Kurt Donahue, Tom Gilbert, Ray Stone, Felice Kafusi, and Bradley Schneider, with the coach being Christian Wolf. The thing that has impressed me with the Dolphins this year, that we speak about every week with them, is that they have adjusted their structure dramatically. They are not this high-emphasis, high-octane attacking team from the outset anymore. They don't just plan to, force you to score more. They don't just plan to, score and score and score against you, and then you can score and score and score against them, and it's a high-scoring shootout. That's not really the ultimate game plan from the Dolphins anymore. They will earn their right to attack, so they kind of forfeit the first 20 minutes more often than not. It wasn't necessarily against the Raiders, sorry. But they often will forfeit the 20 to 30 minutes to start the game. As long as they're only conceding 6, 10, 12 points, they will then earn their right to attack, which is what they did against the Bulldogs. They gave up a couple of tries to the Raiders in the first 20. We saw it against the Rabbitohs as well. We also saw it against the Storm, where they were down, I think, 10 points to 2 at one stage, or 10 points to 0 at one stage. It was a really, really quality performance here from the Dolphins, where they just waited for the Storm to be able to they just waited for their moment to capitalize. And when they capitalized, they pulled away. And the same thing goes to the Bulldogs, where they were losing at one stage too, and they were getting dominated in that first 30 minutes. At halftime, it was 14-12 to the Dolphins, but that was because they just started, going ham in that 30th minute onwards, or even the first 20 was completely sacrificed, and then from the 20th minute onwards, that's when Asako and Cobo and Asako scored again, and then they just went crazy in the second half. They earned their right to attack, and that's a really, really good sign from them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if this is something that they are going to maintain, because last year they showed some real positive signs at points, even though they were giving up a lot of points. They showed some real positive signs and then completely tanked it, fell off a cliff in the second half of the year. So whilst they're in a pretty good position right now, I don't necessarily trust it. It's going to continue on into the rest of the year. But, records may be broken, and they are playing very differently. So, those games against the Panthers, where they only lost by 1, and the Warriors, where they only lost by 2, are very good signs. And they've gone on to win that game against the Storm and the Bulldogs. Storm weren't great at the time, and the Bulldogs aren't great in general. The Rabbitohs are on fraud alert right now for a reason, and the Raiders, they are really struggling themselves. So it's not like these games outside of those Panthers and Warriors games are anything spectacular to write home about, but the point is that they only lost by 2 and 1. Yes, that Manly game is an emphasis, though, because they did lose 52-18 and lost the Broncos 26-12 earlier on the season. So this is why it's really confusing, this game, because you look at both these teams and you go, well, look, the Cowboys are just simply getting wins regardless. And you look at the Dolphins and go, do you trust them? Do you trust that this process is going to last through the season? Because the last couple of years they have fallen off at this kind of point of the season, or a little bit later, maybe more so around like the round 15, 16, 17 mark, which is a week later, 2 weeks, 3 weeks kind of deal. That's when they really fell off a cliff last year. So do you trust them? This is a difficult game to predict. I think I'm going to have to go based off of the progress that I've seen from the Dolphins. I'm going to say that with their players back, they had a good win against the Raiders with a lot of players out last week. With their players back, I'm going to lean with Redcliffe here. But this game could go either way in the sense that I don't think the Cowboys are great, but they just simply are winning. And I think that the Dolphins can be great, but I don't trust them at the moment. So I will say that the Dolphins get a win here. This could go 13 plus either way. The Cowboys, if their attack's on and they can find some defense, but they don't have defense. Their defense is not spectacular. Again, their defense is 11th in the competition right now. So their attack is 9th. Whilst if we compare that with the Dolphins, right, they've scored 290 through 290 through 11 games. So that's 2 games less than the Cowboys, and yet they've scored. They've scored 39 points less than the Cowboys, but that is with 2 less games. So on an average basis, the 290. Hold on one second here. Let's get the old calc out. So 290 divided by 11 games is 26 points per game. So that means that based off of that average for the Dolphins, and then they're 2 games behind the Cowboys. So 26 points, so they're on 290, and then plus 26, and then plus 26, they would be on 342 with that average added on to their next 2 games. And again, they're going up against the Cowboys team here who are not fantastic on the defense. So they would be 13 points above where the Cowboys are at. But again, their defense is solid at 239. 239 on the defense divided by 11 is they're giving up 21 points per game. So let's go 239 plus 21 plus 21. They'll give up 281 on that average. And that is 35 less points, a full game, nearly 2 games, the Dolphins, over the Cowboys. So realistically, statistically wise, even though the Cowboys have 2 more wins than the Dolphins, you have to surely be leaning with the Dolphins here based off of those numbers. But yet the Cowboys just win. That's why it's so confusing, man. So again, it's not trying to be a harsh critic for no reason. It's just observing that this is really, really weird right now. But we move down now into the ladder where the Dolphins, they're currently on 6th position with 16 points, which is equal with a bucket load of teams, the Rabbitohs, the Sharks, the Cowboys, and also the Tigers. Dolphins with a plus 51, Rabbitohs plus 44, Sharks plus 40, Cowboys plus 13, and Tigers minus 10. If the Dolphins are to win this game, they would go equal with Manly Seagulls and the Newcastle Knights. They would be 1 win below them, though, because they've had 2 byes. But the plus 32 points differential of Newcastle, Dolphins will jump them. They'll go into 5th position. And Manly are on plus 117. So the Dolphins would have to win this game by 70 points to go above Manly. That's just simply not happening. So the Dolphins would be going into 5th position. And that is where they remain, depending on how much they win, because the Sharks, who play the Dragons tomorrow, they're on plus 40. They're only 11 points down. So if the Sharks can win by 11 more points than the Dolphins win by today, well, then the Dolphins will actually just straight up stay in 6th position. The Knights will drop all the way down to 7th position, and the Sharks will go up to 5th position. All right, and the Tigers then minus 10, so they would have to be flogging the Panthers tomorrow by like 60 or so, 60, 70 points. That's just simply not happening against Penrith, no matter how many players they have out. So Dolphins, there is still a pretty good chance that they just finish off the round in 6th with a win, but if they win, the Sharkies lose, well, they'll be in 5th position, or if they just win by minus 10 to what the Sharks do, then they will be still in 5th position. Now, if they lose this game, however, they would immediately go below the Cowboys, who are on 16, so they'll go to 7th position. If they lost this game by 7 points or more, they'd go below the Rabbitohs, who obviously lost the other night. So they would go below they lost to Manly. They'll go below them if they lost by 7 points or more, which will put them to 8th position. If the Sharks beat the Dragons by anything, they would go to 9th position. And then if the Tigers were to beat the Panthers, they would go to 10th position. So there is a pretty good chance of a drop-off outside of the 8 here. If you lose this game, you probably do just jump out of the 8. You probably do. Because, well, I don't know if the Tigers win, but No, because you would go below the Cowboys immediately into 7th, and then you've got the Sharks surely beating the Dragons tomorrow. Sorry, Dragons fans, so 8th. It would just come down to not losing by 7, but it's a good chance that you could actually drop down into 9th position here, and your 6 wins reflects that as well, to be fair. So the Dolphins, there is actually quite a bit of changing that could happen in this game. The Cowboys, this can just be a world of changes. Now, if they win this game, they're on 16 points themselves, but their points differential is not great at plus 13. So if they win, they jump above the Sharks, the Rabbitohs, and the Dolphins into 6th position. Now, luckily for the Knights, they're on plus 32, but if the Cowboys were to win this game by 20 points, they would go above Newcastle into 5th position, and Manly on plus 117. So they're completely out of the equation. They'd have to win this game by 106 points. That's not happening. Or 105 points. That's not happening. So long story short, you're probably going to be in 6th, but if you win by 20 or more, you go to 5th. Then the Sharks play, and if the Sharks win, they will go back above them. So they could definitely still drop down to 7th. But either way, that'd be 9 wins. You've got 2 buys in hand. You're equal with the Warriors on wins. You're pretty happy days, regardless. If you lose this game, however, well, then that 8 wins will start to really show. But if you lose this game and the Tigers beat the Panthers, then you will go into 10th position. That's as low as you can go. And that's the only change that you can have. But the Storm are creeping up on you. The Broncos, if they beat the Titans today, they'd be creeping up on you. So yeah, there's still, it's just more about the creeping up factor for the Cowboys if they were to lose this, and the same thing goes for the Dolphins as well. But it's just more about that creeping up factor if you are to lose this game, despite the fact you've got 8 wins. You know, if those other teams just win when you've got your buys, then it doesn't really matter. You know, the buys are kind of irrelevant in that process. The buys are only relevant for you if those other teams are losing. So yeah, still quite a few changes that can definitely be happening here, but. We'll see. The only team that could... No, there's not going to be a team in the top 4, but the highest you can definitely go is into the old 5th position. But all right, guys, let's get into the chat. Let's see what you are saying. Don't forget, we've got the Titans versus the Broncos game right after this. And then later on tonight, we will have Australia versus Switzerland in a FIFA World Cup friendly. And then tomorrow, we have the Tigers and Panthers... followed by... Oh, no, I don't know if the Tigers-Panthers is the first game. It might actually be. No, it is. Tigers-Panthers is the first game. And then Sharkies-Dragons as well. And then what's the game that we are doing in regards to the FIFA World Cup tomorrow? It'll be Colombia versus Jordan. And then into Bulldogs versus Eels on Monday. And then we'll have Peru versus Spain. Then you've got Argentina versus Iceland. I just said Spain. And then Argentina versus Iceland on Wednesday, England versus Costa Rica on Thursday alongside Rabbitohs Broncos, and then we're into the official World Cup, and obviously the NRL is pumping along then, and then Origin's not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. So plenty coming up here, lads. Plenty coming up, and I'm excited for it. Excited to get into some football, but I'm excited to get into this game. So let's get into the chat. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and let us know who you're thinking is going to win this game. Braden says, who do you think going to win, Cowboys or Dolphins? Well, that's what my whole preview's for. So I did say that I'm going to lean with the Dolphins here, but I don't necessarily trust them. And I don't think I'm unfair to think that. And the Cowboys, they're just simply getting wins, but I guess I just don't trust the fact that they've got those 8 wins, that it necessarily reflects that they are a equal second-best team with a win. Up the Gold Coast Titans says, this game's just a waiting room for the true Queensland derby. Exactly right. Exactly right. Nate says, give the bloke a thumbs up, you bunch of bludgers. Exactly right, Nate. My gosh, fire up. Jake says, Clifford has a really nice first name. Yeah, well, your English isn't great because it's spelled N-A-M-E. Braden says, who do you think is going to win Cowboys or Dolphins? So again, Braden, you just got to relax, bro. I will get to your comment at some point, man. I will get there. Don't worry. Don't worry. Scott James with a $2 donation. Get around your Scotty. So I'll keep saying it. Jesus Christ is king. Jesus Christ is absolutely king, man. Appreciate you for your donation, and you're absolutely spot on. Tiger Hood says, is this game worth a punt? Obviously, all gambling responsibility goes to the people who bet on this game. It's nothing to do with me. I just need to dictate that before I say anything, because it's not my fault if you lose your bets. But we'll celebrate it with you if you do get up. I would say it's very, very difficult to know which team's going to turn up here today. It's very, very difficult, especially knowing what we've spoken about in this preview. It's very, very difficult. So I would probably be looking towards try scorers, though. I'll give you my try scorer predictions because this game probably should have quite a lot of points in it. So if I'm looking at the Cowboys, I'm probably going to go with the Tom Chester. I think he's been fantastic this season. He was my breakout player of the year. He's definitely is the breakout player for the Cowboys. I'm going to go with a Tom Chester in the back line. And then for the forwards for the Cowboys, I guess who I predicted yesterday. Maybe I go Jason Taumalolo here. You know what? Maybe we predict Thomas McKaylee, who I don't believe has ever scored. But he's been so... You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it based off of my prediction of Stefano Wutukamana to get a try yesterday. I'm going to do it again here. I'm taking Thomas McKaylee to break the duck and get his try that he's been so close with this year. He has gotten so close to the try line. He's gone over and just dropped the ball a couple of times. He's been so damn well close to getting a try this year. I'm going to back in Thomas McKaylee to get it done here today. If you want an easy bet, do not go with Thomas McKaylee, but he has been so close in most games this year to getting across the stripe, but he'll either lose the ball or he'll be like 1 meter, half a meter away from it, and it's just so... The commentary is getting behind it, everyone's getting behind it, but he just hasn't been able to get it yet, so I'm going to back him in today. Thomas McKaylee, this is to maybe get a try here. Hopefully the Dolphins defense doesn't turn up for him. And then you move to the Dolphins back line. So I'm going Chester and Tom McKaylee there. For the Dolphins back line, I might go with a... Like, there's so many obvious shouts here. Like, Hamisa's a great shout. Isaka's a great shout. Farnworth, fantastic shout. Jack Bostock, amazing shout. I'm going to go to Cody Nikorima. I'm going to go away from the obvious shouts there because I don't think I need to sell you a dream in regards to the back line there for the Dolphins because it is fantastic. Hamisa Jermaine, Jack Bostock, Herbie Farnworth, Selwyn Cubbo. It's brilliant. Like, any one of those can score a try. Any one of those can score a double. Any one of those could score a hat trick. You know, with this Cowboys defense, it's entirely possible. So anyone there is a fantastic shout, if I'm completely honest with you. So I'm going to go away from the obvious, and I'll go Cody Nikorima, who could be a sneaky little shout there from that 5'8". And then in regards to the forwards, the main obvious ones that you're looking at are Lemuelu and Finafuiaki. Flegler doesn't mind getting across the stripe himself. Is there someone that I could look at in regards to the bench? Not really, is what I would say. Not really. So I'm not going to go 2 front rowers in a game. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do 2 props. So I'll go into the back row here, and I'll take someone who I've been impressed with this year and be Finafuiaki, who scored a few tries. I don't think he's got a few tries lately, but earlier on this season, he was scoring quite a few. So I'm going to back in Kulikefu Finafuiaki for a try. So my try scorers here today is Tom Chester, and I can't believe I'm saying it, Thomas McKaylee. And then, again, he's been really, really close this year. So maybe it's just waiting to happen at this point. And then for the Dolphins, I've gone kind of Nikorima and Finafuiaki. Still 3 minutes to go until the game starts here. Nate says, Ty good, mate, go over 50 points. Yeah, I don't mind that. Matt says, hard one to read for me. Definitely a hard one to read, Matt. It's really difficult to read. But I think that really it should be going over 50 points, is what Nathan said there. It should be. There's no reason that this should be going under. This game should be very high fluidity. It should be very... energetic. And again, the Cowboys, if they come in with their errors, if the Cowboys come in with their error rate that they can have from time to time and really bang it up, like, let's go and have a look at the stats here for errors. Again, we know the Roosters are number 1 for the errors. The old buddy Chooks is gee whiz. Even after last night, they're still number 1 by 5 errors. That's just crazy. They're still 15 errors above the Titans, who, once they get their game in, will be close, if not above, after this game against the Broncos tonight. Hopefully not. Fingers crossed. This is really bad to do in Vietnam, by the way, so don't do this in Vietnam. But for us, it means, like, good luck. So the Cowboys, they are on 4th position right now with 150 errors, but that is with the same amount of games played as the Knights and Manly. Knights 154, Manly 150, and then the Roosters number 1 with 159. So the Cowboys, probably when you equal out the games, Eels are going to get more than 7 on 143. They'll get more than 7, so the Cowboys will drop down to 5th. Titans, 1,000,000% will get 6 across the next 2 games. They'll get 6 in the next 6 minutes of their games. So the Cowboys will go to 6th. The Broncos on 12, 141. 100% you're going to see the Broncos go above that 9 across a game, so they'll go down to 7th. The Raiders have played the same amount of games, so no. Storm have played more games and have less, so no. So you're probably seeing the Cowboys in 7th is what I'd say for errors. But they can come in and they can really knock the ball on. Like, they can, if they have one of those games, they can have one of those games where the errors just come absolutely flying. And the Raiders come flying in here with an $8 donation. Says, on my way to Suncorp, ready to start our run to the finals like last year. Well, the Titans didn't make the finals last year, Olivia. We were given the premiership pre-season, and then at the beginning of the season, Andrew Abdo and Peter V'landys said, hey, listen, they're too good. We're going to have to nuke them. And then he decided to nuke them. But ultimately, we know who won the premiership last year, and the Titans were in all of our hearts in the finals. So really nice to see, though, that you're getting behind the Titans, despite the fact that you previously were a Broncos fan. And, you know, good luck to see the Titans get a win here today so they can go into the finals, Olivia. Best of luck to you. Wow, hey. Oh, my gosh, I'll be backing it in. I'll be backing it in. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, Olivia. Thank you very much for the donation, and can't wait to see the Titans in the finals this year. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. Really, it makes me tear up inside. Tiger Hood says, can Cowboys put up enough is the question. Attack-wise, yeah, sure, they can, but we just don't know what Cowboys team is going to turn up here. Get around your Jess. Nate, what do we think about this game? Well, Nate's gone the over 50. And he says, hi, Jess, I'm hopeless at try scorer tipping, but I reckon Drinkwater and Herbie score. Yeah, of course you think Drinkwater, don't you, Annie, you Dragons fan? Yeah, of course you've gone with Drinkwater. So you're telling me the Dragons fan has said, I don't really know in regards to try scorers, but I'm going to go with the future Dragons player next year. And the main player, really, one of the main players for the Dolphins to score in Happy Farmworth. Yeah, no, look, amazing stuff, Annie. Amazing stuff. You think I don't see you? You think I don't see the Dragons fan tipping Scott Drinkwater for a try? You think I don't see her? But anyway, the game has started here, and it will be the Dolphins with the ball at the 15, first tackle. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Let me just refresh this live score so we're moving and grooving. Don't forget, Titans Broncos are after this, and then later on tonight, Australia versus Switzerland in the old FIFA World Cup friendlies. So second tackle now at the 25, and they'll go to the left to Molo, and Molo now gets this ball to the 30 on third tackle. Just Another Human says, hi everyone, hoping for a game with minimal errors. Well, you've come to a Cowboys game, so I don't know what you're looking for. Really don't know what you're looking for there. Would you rather start Colquhoun or Flegler in Supercoach? Well, Colquhoun's come off the bench now, isn't he? I probably would have gone Flegler, especially against the Cows, and he does know how to find the stripe. Oh, I probably would have gone. You would have had to have made that decision already, but I hope you went with. To be fair, Colquhoun's gone up against the Dragons, so that is a fantastic selection. Like I've selected, they kick this ball to the 5, and it'll be Murray Talangi who gets taken down to 5 on first tackle. So I have in my Supercoach draft team, not Supercoach General, but my draft team, I have Keanu Kenny, and I also have Katoni Staggs. But I also have Will Kennedy, who I picked up in replacement of Keanu Kenny for the bye last week, and also Mulatalo. Now, I'm just simply playing Mulatalo and Kennedy because they're playing the Dragons. Sorry, Dragons fans, but it's true. I'm just simply playing them, even though I think Keanu could have a good game against the Broncos tonight, and Katoni could definitely have a good game against the Titans. But again, their defense has been a lot better this year. They're more so around 8-9 for their defense. Seriously, the Titans are. Fifth tackle now with the Cowboys at 35. It's not bias, it's statistics. So I am just backing in the Sharks players against the Dragons, which aligns with Colquhoun could be a great shout. So I don't think you really lose there, either option. But the only thing is the Flegler starts and Colquhoun's off the bench. First tackle with the Dolphins at 35. Wasn't a great set there from the Cowboys to open it up. Wasn't a great set. Sally May said I was wrong about yesterday. See, Sally, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You know, this is what I'm trying to tell you. The Storm still have it in them. You know, don't get too down on them too quickly. Second tackle here at the 45, and they go to the left here, Herbie Farnworth, and he'll be at the 50. Oh, he gets the offload away. Off to Hamiso, then to Morgan Knowles, and Knowles is going to be back actually at the 45 on third tackle. Yeah, look, the Storm, I understand where you're coming from, Sally. Don't get me wrong. You know, I've understood the whole time. But you can also see that Munster is finding some form. They've still got the spine there to get things done. 6 again if the Dolphins at the 30, so first tackle. And if their spine really is rocking and rolling, it's going to push along those players that you don't really have a great deal of confidence in. You know who I'm still pissed off at? Will Warbrick. That guy cannot hold a ball to save his life, though. Will Warbrick should be a much better player than what he's been showing this year, regardless of that win yesterday. Herbie Farnworth on third tackle. He's going to be 15 metres out here from the line. But again, Sally, it's very difficult to predict NRL games just because we watch every single game. It usually means we're not going to get the predictions right because we read too deep into certain statistics or we read too deep into this thing when we probably should be looking at that thing. Flegler, good offload there. They go to the right-hand side to Francis Molo. Molo here at the 10 on fourth tackle. So that's why I always say the more you know, the less you know. It's not a cop-out. It's just saying that everyone's who knows what they're talking about is actually probably looking at the wrong thing because they're highly emphasizing something that might not actually have anything to do with how the game plays out. Fifth tackle, like for example, this game should be over 50, 100%. Also could definitely go under 40. And you just be like, what the hell we just watched? That kick's gone backwards here from the Dolphins and Bostock catches it and he'll be taken down to the 12. That kick was absolutely horrific. So Cowboys ball at the 10. This game should 1,000,000% be going over 60 if I'm honest with you. But I've seen so many games where you think that and they'll have like 20 points in total and the game will finish 8-6. You know, like it's not that score technically is all the time. I'm just saying that does happen when it really shouldn't. So just because we watch every single game, you're still going to be ultimately 60-40 or even 50-50. I think 60-40 is probably fair, though. 60-40 or 70-30. But you're not going to get everything right always. And especially when you're looking at your own team as well. 4 tackled here for the Cowboys, and they're going to be at the 45. So that's why I say, he's lost the ball there, Tamalolo. They're going to say this is a strip. Wow, I thought that was okay, but it will be a strip and it'll be a penalty to the Cowboys here. Jess is hoping to see my mate Daz this morning. Love to chat about how amazing Warrington played last night, my little muppet. So Daz is a London Broncos fan, Jess. He honestly doesn't really care about the Super League. He would have just been rolling you up yesterday. Hank says, you got Roosters as a fraud. That's crazy, fella. Well, no, they were on scam until yesterday because I think you were the one last week who was complaining about it, no? But they went on to scam. You were complaining about them being on fraud after the Cowboys game. Not surprising that you didn't speak about them after the Storm game. And then they had a good win last night against the Raiders, but I'm not going to take them straight off of scam. That's off of scam and go to nothing. Like at the end of the day, they're still on fraud alert because the last 2 weeks happened to go and win next week, and then great, you're off of fraud alert. But the point of the matter is, the last 2 weeks happened. One game doesn't change that. And again, you were complaining about fraud alert after one loss to the Cowboys, and then they got beaten 13 plus by a Storm team that has been in the bottom 4 for the majority point of this season. 6 again for the Cowboys to the 18. So, no, I understand you're a Roosters fan, you don't like it, but I can definitely argue for it. And I know you know what I'm saying. You won't like to hear what I'm saying, but I know you know what I'm saying because they can't be trusted right now, even though that was a great win from them yesterday. And again, I predicted them to win the comp preseason, so, you know, I'm not a hater. Jake Clifford, left-hand side. McKaylee, do it for me. Do it for me. I'll never let you guys hear the end of it if I predict Utugamanu and Thomas McKaylee in 1 week. Reed Marnie, they go to Clifford. Clifford at the 10 here. Gets it off to Drinkwater. Drinkwater then at the back. Knock on from the Cowboys. Dolphins are away here. Selwyn Cobbo. At a 30, the 40, the 50, the 45, the 40. Herbie Farmworth here. Selwyn Cobbo doesn't need him. He doesn't need him. He doesn't need him. Selwyn Cobbo will get the try time from the error of the Cowboys, and Selwyn Cobbo breaks away. He runs 95 metres or 90 metres, and he will score. He had Herbie Farmworth on his inside. If anyone had Farmworth to score a try this week, you'd have been screaming for him to pass it, but... dearie me, the Dolphins go bang after an error from the Cowboys. Well, that's what we've been talking about. And Cowboys can definitely come up with them, and the pass wasn't good, and Selwyn Cobbo, he is one. Tom Chester did his best to try and get him, but that was a really good palm there from Selwyn Cobbo to prevent him from making the tackle. And Liam Sutton comes across to prevent the, I guess, the inside pass as well. Cobbo didn't really have the option for the inside pass and just had to do it all himself and pushes away from Tom Chester, and it's short time. Minty says, change my mind. Oh, here we go. Minty says, now I know why Raiders not in the top 8. Well, what are we changing your mind on? What are you asking us to change your mind on? Hank says, Finn's 18 plus. Yeah, I did tip the Dolphins here today, but they're still not necessarily 100% trustworthy, but I have tipped the Dolphins here today on the basis that I definitely trust the Cowboys less. Red Knight says, it'll be whoever the bunker wants to win. I really don't think the bunker should be coming into play in this kind of game. This one. He says, bring on the Scam Nola Sharkies fans' tears. Well, they are the fraud alerts, so they're not the great white scammers right now, but they definitely have a... I told my mum I'm removing them from the table. Like, if they're still in the top 9 by the end of this weekend after a loss to the... Osaka, beautiful kick from the sideline over the black dot, and there's 6-0 to the Dolphins with 32.5 minutes to go in the first half. I told my mum, who is a Sharks fan, for those who don't know, I said, listen, if the Sharks lose tomorrow and they're still in the top 9, I will genuinely be removing them from the table. You will not see the Sharks there. I will add a team from Antarctica, or I will add a team from Tajikistan, or I will add a team from America. I'll maybe even put in Hawaii. I don't know. But the Sharks, you will not be seen on my ladder. If you lose tomorrow, Cronulla, you will not be seen on my ladder. It is not going to be happening. You will be going down as the biggest scam team this world has ever seen. And we know this. But I had a good win last week. I had a couple good wins. We go take my scam, put in fraud alert. If they do win tomorrow, I have to take them off a fraud alert, to be fair. But tomorrow's loss would be so significant that you would skip scam, you'd be off the table. You'd be off it. And I'll be off you. Second tackle of the Dolphins at the 20. Nate says, I got Liam Sutton. He's got 2 tries, only played 3 games, paying $4. Yeah, he does come up at the weird times and sneaks a try. Third tackle at the 25 for the Dolphins. Yeah, Tottenham's going to keep rolling, Trey Horns. They're never going to lose again. Everyone says, this guy gets one lucky Stefano try prediction and now is trying to predict 2 props. Hey, listen, if McKaylee scores, Ibrahim, I'm coming for you and Seb Watson. That's who I'm coming for. I'm coming for you and Seb Watson. If Thomas McKaylee scores in this game, I'm coming for you and Seb Watson. You haters. Bostock. Oh, knock on. He comes in with the kick, and Drinkwater's going to pick it up here on 0 tackle. And he's going to bring it out to the 15 now. 0 tackle. Troy says Broncos better with damn bogey team. Better win, damn bogey tipping for tipping. Broncos better win, damn bogey team for tipping. Broncos better not damn well win. How about that? How about that? Tucker said I took the under 55. Always go against the grain. Not a bad shout either in regards to that thought process. Seb Watson says, what a morning. 2 games away from the Knicks winning a championship. Sleep is lacking though. Yeah, but we all know the Chicago Bulls are the greatest NBA team of all time. 3rd tackle now for the Cowboys, and it's going to be McKaylee, who's going to probably run for 60 metres here over him, but he's at 4th tackle now at the 40. Didn't do it this time, maybe next time. That might be the worst effort at a tackle I've ever seen. What was that from the chaser? No, look, I don't really. I think someone come into... Oh, it's a really nice kick there from the Cowboys, and it's going to go down to the 8 for Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow to bring this ball out here to the 20 on 1st tackle. No, I think Tom Chester did his best. At the end of the day, Selwyn Cobbo had a good palm that prevented him from getting there, and as soon as he got that bit of that slight push that slows down Chester's speed, because you could see that Chester was keeping up with him, it slowed down Chester's speed just enough that he had to slow and then speed up again, while Selwyn Cobbo is just continuously on the run. I thought it was really good from Selwyn Cobbo rather than a negative against Tom Chester. So 4th tackle now for the Dolphins, and they're going to get this ball to the 50. 10 minutes gone in the first half, 30 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. Jumar says, someone's going to fend you off, grab their arm to stop them. The Dolphins here, Nikarima, short ball to Farnworth, and Farnworth is going to get this ball to the 30. Still going. Pushes off 1, pushes off 2, and it's Isaiah Katoa who's going to be at the 25, now on 5th tackle. Naughty Neil says, Kylie Minogue, J-Lo, Minogue all day long for me, best thing to come out of Australia. What on earth are we talking about? So they're going to kick that ball up here through Nikarima. Someone Cobbo coming through, but an easy one there for Labour, and he'll be at the 20 on 1st tackle. A6 Angle says, how are we doing, brother? Excited for a bit of league? Excited for a bit of league, but also excited for Australia. The Socceroos tonight. We'll be live streaming the Socceroos versus Switzerland. I'm really keen to get underway with this FIFA World Cup, and I'm really keen to beat the Americans in a couple of weeks' time. Or next week, actually. I think next Saturday. Yeah, 1 week's time. We get to beat the Yanks at the football. 4th tackle here for the Cowboys at the 45. We know the Golden State Warriors are the best team. Mate, you've been supporting them for about half a year. Let's not start. Let's not do this, up the bunnies. 4th tackle here at the 50. And Reed Marnie is going to go to the left-hand side. And Liam Sutton, good run to the 33 on 5th tackle. Fun, what generates Supercoach for fun? Oh, it's ridiculous, man. He is a machine on... He really is just a machine. 54-metre gain there for the Cowboys is really good. But that'll be a knock-on here from North Queensland. And Jack Bostock, he's going to find a bit of space and bring it out to the 23 on 0 tackle. Peter S says 155 watching, 30 thumbs. Come on, guys. 155 people watching, 30 thumbs up. Let's smack it up. Let's get above 50 right now. Let's get above 50 right damn well now. So 1st tackle here for the Dolphins with a 35, and it's going to be Isaiah Katoa. Gives it up to Fini Fubiaki, and he'll be now at the 40 on 2nd tackle. Brenton says, what time's that the World Cup games kick off for you in Vietnam? 2 a.m. for me, so I'll be live at 1:30 a.m. my time, but that'll be 5 a.m. your time in Nui for yourself. Farnworth here, big space. This would have been a game you 100% captain Farnworth. Offload there from him too. Nikarima out to the left. He's away here at the 40, the 30, the 25, the 20. Nikarima back on the inside. Gives it up to Selwyn Cobbo. Very hard pass directly back. He gets a... Oh, Cowboys... Nah, it's not the Cowboys game. Nah, I've seen enough from them to know exactly what kind of game we're going to see from the Cowboys here. Bostock at the 10. And he'll be taken down 3rd tackle here. You're saying enough. They're falling off of tackles with ease. The Dolphins are running rampant. Bostock is down here. I'm not going to claim milking because we did see what happened yesterday, and I don't want to have an immediate thought of milking. I don't want to do that anymore because you always have that immediate. Oh no, that definitely is a high tackle penalty. A high tackle penalty should be coming up here. Wow, they didn't call penalty. What? Well, how can you not call that a penalty? How can you not call that a penalty? Anyway, Dolphins 5th tackle at the 3. Marshall King is going to roll it back to Bostock. Gets it across to Isaiah Katoa, and Katoa's going to put that ball up in the air. Good chance. I think that's knocked back here from the Cowboys. No, knock on the contest by Herbie Farnworth. So it's going to be Cowboys. Was it in the field of play or was it in the in goal? And in the field of play. So that, yeah, knock on from Herbie. So it's going to be at the ball at the 10, first tackle. Oh, wow. Oh, well, there's a knock on for the Cowboys. Well, that's ball don't lie, because that Herbie Farnworth knock on happened in the field of play. Oh, but then, no, but it was then touched off the Dolphins last. No, it was then touched off the Cowboys last. So that should have been. Anyway, it's going to be a penalty here against Flegler, actually. They're going to challenge this here, the Cowboys, and they're going to receive this penalty. But Farnworth knocks that ball on the field of play. The last touch comes off a Cowboy of the dead ball line. If it came off of Farnworth last, then yes, sure, that goes out to the 20 because that's the more beneficial play. But it didn't, so that should have come out to the 10. It should have, but anyway, it didn't. This is going to be a penalty here against Flegler. Oh, and it's a crusher too. They're on the back of his neck. I guarantee they call this. Holly Valance. Holly Valance. Now that's going back. Gee, she was bloody unbelievable back in the day. Oh, they're still looking at this. This is definitely a penalty. Unnecessary pressure on the back of his neck. Yeah, correct call. Correct call. Right, it's been a Chicago fan, Blaze. What's your thoughts on the Bears potentially moving states? Yeah, I saw it this morning. I'm actually a Detroit Lions fan. It's the one Chicago sports team that I don't support, and that's because for some reason I just got into the Detroit Lions under Matty Stafford back in the day, a long time ago, when we were absolutely ass. And we're kind of going down a similar direction at the moment. But I, as a person who loves Chicago, yeah, I hate that. I've seen that they want to build a stadium in North Indiana, and it's just like, what has North Indiana got anything to do with the Chicago Bears? It's just crazy to me. It really is ridiculous. I saw that this morning. Cowboys out to the left-hand side, and Chicago fans are not happy, man. So first tackle now at the 35 for Jackson Purdue. He's going to roll back to Reed Marnie. He's going to go to the right-hand side to Sammy McIntyre, and McIntyre's going to be at the 30 on second tackle. Edson says, we got English lads in the chat. Nobody responded to the Aussie. Well, oi, but I didn't even see it. Did I see it? I don't even know if I read it out. I didn't know if I've seen it. Third tackle here at the 20 for the Cowboys. Reed Marnie. They go to Helam Lukey, and Lukey's going to push this ball to the 5 on fourth tackle. You probably would have expected a couple of tries in the first 14 minutes here, so surprising it is only the one try so far. Fourth tackle to Reed Marnie. He'll get at the back here to Jake Clifford. Clifford, quick passing McIntyre. He's going to be taken down at the 13 on fifth tackle. And Reed Marnie, 27-metre gain. Scott Drinkwater. Drinkwater gets it across. Easy one. Liam Sutton gets the offload away. And Murray Talangi with the try to the Cowboys. In the corner. Oh, you would have been spewing for the person who had Liam Sutton as a try. I thought he was going to go over for all money, but he gets the pass away, and it's Murray Talangi who's going to score on the corner. So, 4 points to the Cowboys, 6 to the Dolphins, but a kick to come for North Queensland from the sideline. Oh, so nice there. Liam Sutton is a really good offload. He's been playing well. Like, with Tom Dearden being out, Liam Sutton's been playing well for him. Hold on. So... No, Isaiah Katoa is putting his arms around him. I see what you're talking about, Seb. He's round an outside shoulder. Oh, look, well, I need to see it again, but it did look like Isaiah Katoa was initiating the contact. But maybe, here we go. Oh, I think Isaiah Katoa is milking this, man. But it'll be interesting to see what they call. They do like to call obstructions very easily. They love calling obstructions extremely easily, but I do think probably... they're going to say that he initiates... Yeah, it's a 50-50 call. I think that he initiates this contact and then tries to milk it. Herbie already has a line break assist, 2 offloads, and 5 tackle breaks on for a huge game. Yeah, I wouldn't take that away. I wouldn't be able to take that away. Try confirmed, yeah. Try has been confirmed. I wouldn't be able to take that away. They call obstructions for everyone except Kenny against Tupou. Don't start me. We've already got the Titans Broncos game after this. We'll deal with the Titans game in a moment. I'm bored of these crusher tackles, so you walk back into the tackle, then lose your legs, and every single tackle, whether they have you wrapped up around the ball, would be a crusher. Well, it just comes down to the pressure on the neck, and Jake Clifford's going to miss the kick, so we'll say 6-4 to the Dolphins, 16 minutes in here. Just comes down to the pressure on the back of the neck, really. That was 100% a penalty. Like, that was 1,000,000% a penalty against Tom Flegler, who's also quite known for it, mind you. Bostock's bum glared like the sun. Really not something that is on my immediate thought processes there. Brooklyn says the Roosters fraud alert. Brilliant. Love it. Up the mighty Panthers. Well, the last couple of weeks, yes. Yesterday, they were very good against Canberra. But I'm not willing to just get rid of scam/fraud alert based off of one game when the previous two games did happen. So next week, I'm not too sure who the Roosters play, but actually, I'll quickly have a look. Next week, the Roosters will be playing the Dolphins. They go and win that game, you'll be completely off a fraud alert. But if you go and lose that game, I'm putting you back on scam. Reid Marnie, they go Jason Tamalolo, and Tamalolo's going to be at the 15 now in second tackle. Well, at least you do have the Panthers to make up for your Brooklyn Nets team, sir. at least you have the Panthers to bring you some success compared to the NBA, unfortunately. Reid Marnie goes to the left-hand side, and Sammy McIntyre is going to bring this ball out to the 40 on 4 tackle. Yeah, look, that is true, Mats. What do you mean Titans the best in the league? We do, again, it's all hypotheticals, mate. The Titans are so dominant and clearly the best team in the league that I just have to try and make people feel a little bit better about their weak and diminishing teams of their own. That's not the Gold Coast Titans. That goes for every single one of you and the other 16 teams. You know, it's just weak and diminishing and really embarrassing, really, to not be as good as the Titans. So that's why I speak on a level like the Titans are second last, when we all know that obviously it's the Panthers because the Titans are in first position, but you know, I've just got to be a bit more honest to you as a channel. It's a very honest and deeply analytical channel where we just talk the honest truth. So the Dolphins now bring this ball here to the 33, but I've got to speak in hypotheticals just to make people feel a little bit better about themselves. 4 tackle here with the Dolphins, the 42. Yeah, thank you. Congrats to the Titans being on top of the ladder. It's amazing stuff, isn't it? So Francis Molo is going to bring this ball to the 50. Titans are top, mate. Deal with it. I don't know if I can. I'm just feeling sorry for you guys, really. You know, I'm a compassionate man. Very sympathetic, compassionate, empathetic man, mate. First tackle now for the Cowboys at the 20. You're going to sue me. Sue me for caring about you guys' feelings. So they go to the right-hand side. Goes off to Drinkwater. Drinkwater off to Labert, and he'll be at the 20 now on second tackle. Someone says, Elijah, they haven't lost a game. They'll be top. No, exactly right. They've never not been number one. Third tackle here at the 30. Lagan says, don't have to play, I hate the game. Exactly right. It's not my fault. Don't shoot the messenger. It's the official ladder. 4 tackle now at the 40. Elijah's Panthers are first, by the way. Well, no, they're not. Well, no, they're not. Am I laughing? We're a serious channel here, man. We're a very, very serious channel. You can clearly see the Titans on top of the table. Panthers, look, you can cope all you like. A bit of copium happening right now. You can cry for us, Elijah. But you can clearly see the Panthers are not even in the top 9. So it's going to be Dolphins who grab the ball at the 20 through Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow on first tackle. You don't question the ladder. It's a serious channel, Seb. Jess is looking at the game now. Do you still say a high-scoring game? Yeah, I still do. Like, it still should break away at some point, and the Dolphins have been super threatening when they've had the ball in the attack at 50, and the Cowboys have had one real attacking opportunity, and they've scored. So, yeah, it really should be. That doesn't mean it will, but it really should be. And Morgan Knowles is going to get this ball to the 45 on 4 tackle. Eden says Panthers are first. Well, clearly not. Prove it. Prove it right now. Oh, knock on from Farnworth, and the Cowboys are away here. Hillam Lukey gets his ball to the 40 on 0 tackle, and the Dolphins slipping up a little bit here. 20 minutes gone to the first half. 20 minutes to go of the first half. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. Big Jason Tamalolo, the big bopper. He'll bring this ball to the 20 on first tackle. They go to the left-hand side to McKaylee, out to Sutton, to Jackson Purdue. Purdue at the 7 on second tackle. Cowboys on the attack again. Reid Marnie to Drinkwater. Drinkwater underneath to Sutton. Oh, Sutton again. Oh, 1 metre out. 1 metre out. He's so close every time. Reid Marnie gets it to Drinkwater. He'll get it across again. Oh, big chance, big chance. Oh, no. Chester's dropped it over the line. Oh, my gosh. He's dropped it over. Why are we checking this, referee? It's obvious he's dropped his ball. He's so angry at himself that he's throwing the ball away. Oh, he's dropped the ball over the line. Oh, this is amazing for someone cover to hit this ball out. Does he do it intentionally or does it just come out in the tackle? Yeah, well, I don't know why we've even checked this. And why Cowboys fans celebrating the crowd just because he puts his left hand down it? Like, it's a knock on, lads. Yeah, Cobbo's not... Like, you could say that Cobbo probably is intentionally going for the ball, but, like, at the end of the day, he's just making a tackle. Why are Cowboys fans celebrating as if there's maybe even a chance of a try here? Oh, stop it. It's incredible to me that we've got the commentary arguing for the fact that just because he loses the ball with his right hand, does not grip it at all, and he just puts it down over the line with his left hand, but it's a clear knock on. What are we talking about? Don't do this to me. If this is a try, I'm actually walking away. If this is a try, I give up. I give up. I give up if you call this as a try. What the fuck? What? What? That is amazing. That is amazing. A one-on-one strip, someone Cobo's making the tackle. What? What on earth? That is insane. That is insanity. That is insanity of a call. That is insane, bro. That is insane. That is a loose carry. Someone Cobo was making a tackle. What on earth? That is amazing. That is actually baffling. He's tackling the player. Bunker has his money on the Cows. The bunker's off its head. It's off its head. That is insane. Who is the moron in the bunker right now? That is by far one of... I think that could go down as the worst call on its own merit I've ever seen. And went against the on-field decision. That might be the literal worst call I have ever seen, ever. How can you say that this is a one-on-one strip? Selwyn Cobbo is coming from behind. He's making a tackle on the player. It's a loose carry. That is amazing. Rant started earlier than expected. I'm actually astounded. I'm astounded that they've called what they've just called. How does everyone know the rules but the bunker? My gosh, bro. That try is wild. It's not a try. Dude, social media is going to blow up, bro. Social media is going to blow up. Chris Butler is bunker, you idiot, Lagan. Well, I heard the commentary say Liam Kennedy too, Lagan, but Edson's saying it's Butler, is it? No, it's Liam Kennedy. Edson, what are you talking about? Why are you calling Lag an idiot when it is actually Liam Kennedy? Reed Marnie goes to the... and it's going to be a drop ball, and it's going to be Dolphins ball at 33. No, it's a penalty to the Cowboys here. That's never a try in a million years. That is actually just... It's the most amazing thing I've seen. It's amazing. Is there a Cowboys fan here that agrees with that call? I'm not here to have a crack here. I'm just here. I want to understand a different perspective here because it's unfathomable what I've just witnessed. It's unfathomable. Yeah, someone just said, "What have I just witnessed with that Chester try?" As a Cowboys fan, that's a crazy call. I'm also a Cows fan. The Bunkers butchered that. Insanely diabolical. Absolutely no chance that Chester try isn't a loose carry. It's so stupid. I'm a Doggies fan. Oh, bro, everyone's going off about it, man. Third tackle with the Cowboys at the 25. Refs are treating the Dolphins like the Wars. Okay, let's settle down. They go to the right. Cowboys now, they're going to be 15 minutes out, 4 tackle. That's something else. Reed Marnie to Scott Drinkwater, Ruben Cotter, and Ruben Cotter. Amazing tackle from Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow to prevent him from scoring there. And he's lost the ball, apparently. So, dude, the whole emphasis of this game is going to be talked about in regards to that bunker call. Oh, that's right. Ibrahim says, Edson, it's Kennedy. You muppet. How do you fail at insulting Lagan? Yeah, Lagan's the easiest guy to have a crack at, but you were wrong. So he's lost that ball. The Dolphins ball at the 10. 16 and a half minutes to go here, the first half. Robert Toya, worst given try of the year. You are not. Yeah, no, this one's way worse than Toya's. Toya's was bad. Toya's is the second worst second worst try call of the year. The second worst bunker call of the year. This was clearly the worst. And that happened against my team. So, of course, I have even more emotions about that Robert Toya try. But this one is quite far probably the worst call I've ever seen in rugby league. And I don't think that I'm thinking too near short-sighted. Like, obviously, the bad call was that 6 again for the Raiders and whatnot, the grand final, but that was unfortunately a mistake, which was really bad. But this one was just moronic. Like, you cannot make an argument for the call we just witnessed. So the Cowboys here are the 10, and they're going to go across to Scott Drinkwater, and Drinkwater's going to be at the 13 now on first tackle. If the NRL doesn't come out and have a crack and hold that Liam Kennedy accountable for that, they'll never hold themselves accountable for anything ever. It is inexcusable, that call, Logan. Third tackle here at the 30. Not only that, but it went against the on-field call. It is astounding. Can't even celebrate that from a fantasy point of view because everyone in their granny has Chester. Well, I called Chester for a try at the very least. Not that he scored. Right-hand side, and they're going to be at the 48 on fifth tackle. He's looked for some reason to give the try. How can he say he's playing the ball is unfathomable? It is amazing how you could even try to say that he's playing the ball. The Dolphins now are going to bring this ball to the 20 on first tackle. Damn, the NRL saw my multi and was like, F you. Oh, Tom Chester being allowed a try affects your multi? How? Second tackler at the 30. NRL becoming a soap opera. Astounding, bro. Third tackle now at the 40. Well, maybe it's their way to try and get everyone to forget about the Origin fiasco. Maybe it's their way, which people have been getting over, but maybe it's their way to try and force people to forget about that because they show, well, we did this, but we can go dumber, don't worry. They go to the left, someone cover at the 40 to the 35, the 30, offloads at the back, and then Farmer taking out the 25. Eden says, have you seen Asako much today? He's on 1 point in fantasy. Haven't seen him at all so far. Isaiah Katoa puts that ball up into the air and knocked back here from the Dolphins, but the Cowboys will get it. Tom Chester, and he will bring it out now to the 25 on first tackle. And it'll be a high tackle penalty. Is this game on TV? No Saturday games will be on TV, man. The only games you'll see on TV are the 8 p.m. Thursday, the 8 p.m. Friday, and the 4 p.m. Sunday. They're going to challenge this here, the Dolphins. I thought they might have been a high tackle live, but they're going to challenge it. I'm really looking forward to hearing Liam Kennedy's opinion. Really looking forward to it. Really, really looking forward to Liam Kennedy's opinion here. If the ball touched the ground, then it would have been no try. He caught on the... Minty, I need to beg you to understand that what you just said is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. If the ball touched the ground, then it would have been no try. He caught on the on-falling hand try. Minty, I got to be completely honest with you. That might be one of the dumbest comments that I have read. To suggest that he's caught that ball before it's hit the ground. That is amazing. Because that's not what the call is. The wrong call doesn't even agree with you. They're saying that it does come on the ground and he puts it down on the ground because they're claiming that it was a one-on-one strip. That, what you've just said, has absolutely zero relevance to the wrong call side and also what we're talking about. That has absolutely nothing. I don't know what you've actually just witnessed through your eyes. I don't understand. But I know you're just trying to get a rage bait here. I know it. I know you're just trying to rage bait. So well done. Because you got me to respond to you. But that 1,000,000% is rage bait. Anyway, Dolphins will win the challenge and it's going to be their ball at 10. Chester slammed the ball down. He knew it wasn't a try. Exactly. He threw it away. Exactly. He was angry at it. He was angry at the fact that he knocked it on. Amazing that I've just seen someone say that he caught the ball one-handed. First tackle at the 5. But again, I know it's not legit. Well, he says, Minty has made us all the more dumber for reading that take. I have definitely lost IQ points. He caught the ball. That's brain dead. I can't. He caught the ball one-handed. I can't believe someone has literally watched that and thought he's caught the ball one hand. Oh my gosh! Again, I know it's rage bait. There's no one's that silly. Anyway, 6 again with the Dolphins, 5 metres away from the line. And they go to the right-hand side to Isaiah. Isaiah then gets it off to Jack Bostock. And Bostock is going to be 5 metres away from the line, second tackle. 13 minutes to go here in the first half. I'll just watch you bet in the game anyway. Appreciate you, Bob. So third tackle at the 3. And they're going to roll this ball back to Marshall King. Gets it across to Cody Nikarima. Underneath. Great step. Oh, great tackle by Griffin Neem there on Kanelu Lamuelu. 6 again, surely. He's come in second time. Didn't call it, though. Max Platt, short ball to Morgan Knowles. We'll say Dolphins aren't really getting any free-flowing attacking creativity in this game too much when they're in their 20. So Sakatoa kicks it through and dropout coming up. Oh, this is Dolphins in the Cowboys. Thank you, mate. It's like reading a Minty's rap of that take. It's amazing. That's going to be talked about for so long. That is going to be talked about for so damn well long, man. It's so hard to even focus on the game we've just seen that call. It's so difficult. So the Dolphins are going to get this ball at the 50. And they'll bring it back to the 40 to the 35, you would assume. Good run here from Gilbert to the 33. I'm sure the NRL won't show that try on their socials. Second tackle now at the 25. And now they'll be off to the right to Max Plath, who's now on the field. He'll bring this ball to the 15 to the 10 on third tackle. Minty's Rabbit. I haven't had a Minty's Rabbit in ages. Minty in ages. It's going to be Gilbert. 3 metres out from the line. Fourth tackle. He's going to roll it back to Marshall King. Off to Morgan Knowles. And Knowles 2 metres out. They don't really have many answers here. The Dolphins on attack in the 20. Marshall King to Isaiah. Gets it out the back. Bostock. It's Sako. Try time for the Dolphins. And it should realistically be 10-6 to the Dolphins right now. No, it should realistically be 10-4 to the Dolphins right now. But either way, it's 10-10 with the kit to come. Jermaine Asako will score. Seem better on Fantails. Fantails are awesome. I'm just glad that call wasn't for Penrith. People would have lost their minds even more. Yeah, well, it wouldn't have helped you in regards to the general notion that people go with Penrith. But I don't think it matters which team that was against, mate. That could have been against the Dragons and people would have lost their minds. It could have been against literally anybody. So, try time there for Jermaine Sarko and the Dolphins, and it's 10-10 with the kit to come. With 10 minutes to go in the first half, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you. Thank you, Minty, for letting us know there's a try. Did he catch that one and two? Seb Watson says, also, Chester had no idea the ball was under that hand. He literally was falling over and it was under his hand. He didn't even ground the ball himself. It literally ended up under his hand. No, he caught it with one hand, Seb Watson. He caught it with one hand, mate. Caught it one hand. Don't worry. Just forget about it, mate. Obvious try. Bunker's always right. Even their own on-field referees disagree with them, as we found out in Origin. If it happened to Warriors, we would have seen riots. Okay, that's the only exception. If that try was given against the Warriors, the country of New Zealand would have burned. They would have burned Mount Smart Stadium, or Go Media Stadium, what it's called now. They would have burned that place to the ground, and they would have found Liam Kennedy. They would have found a bunker, no matter where he is. Obviously, we know he's not actually at the ground, but they would have found Liam Kennedy, and he would have been done with. And the Dolphins will take the lead. 12 points to 10 with 9.5 minutes to go here in the first half. If it happened to the Warriors, we would have seen World War III. Forget Israel-Palestine. Forget Russia-Ukraine. It would have been New Zealand taken on the world. And well, he says New Zealand would have started a war with Australia. They would have said, you know what? I'm taking on everyone. I don't even care. It's either victory or martyrdom from their thought process if if the bunker gave that try against them. Troy says, as a Wise fan, I agree. Exactly. But why would we see in World War III? Okay. So first tackle now for the Dolphins. If you didn't understand my reference, then that's not on me, man. First tackle here with the Dolphins at the 13. Some of these comments today are amazing. The Dolphins now at second tackle. They're going to be at the 20. 9 minutes to go here. When does the Rugby World Cup start? Rugby Union World Cup is next year. The Rugby League World Cup is at the end of this year in mid-October. Fourth tackle, of course, after the grand final finishes. Seb says, Minty's take is so bad, I took a screenshot of it. I truly believe Minty was trolling, man. I truly believe it. There's no way someone watched that and thought that comment was legit. I'm sure they were rage baiting and troll, and they got it. They got the reaction. Tomax says, that's right, mate. Putting heads on pikes and bringing back the Rainbow Warrior. So the Cowboys are at the 15. And now Purdue gets his ball to the 20. Second tackle. And they go out to the right-hand side to Drinkwater, Clifford, off to Lukey. Is Lukey playing centre right now? Where's Tom Chester there? I can't even see. Is Tom Chester on the wing? Okay, Tom Chester's on the wing. Who's not there on that right wing right now for the Cowboys? Or is it Zach Laybott who's come inside? Yeah, it would have been Zach Laybott in the middle. Minty doing his bunk replication. Give him the job. And Clifford on fifth tackle, the 45, will whack this ball away. We've already had to have an absolute meltdown crash out today about that call, and I haven't even started the Titans-Broncos stream yet. God help me. God bless my soul. Jermaine Asako brings his ball to the 35 on second tackle. And now they go to Selwyn Cubbo, who brings it out to the 45. Now to the 50 on third tackle. Imagine that call was against the Titans. I think I would have ended the stream. I think I might have. Fourth tackle here at the 35. They get to Donahue. Hamiso at the 35. Jack Bostock. Bostock opening up to the 25, to the 20 or so on fifth tackle. I don't know what that comment is from Tigerwood. Edson says, do you think Cowboys play better with the Dolphins or Broncos? Oh, it's too early with the Dolphins. It's only been here for half a season so far. Cowboys now, Jackson Purdue. He's going to be... Oh, he's lost the ball there as he's trying to offload it. Dolphins may score. Bostock, inside. Isaiah Katoa with the try time. And it's 16 points to 10 with a kick to come. Sorry, Cowboys fans. Look, this isn't even about you at this point. It's not actually about you. And I keep having to say this throughout the whole season, but it's not actually a hate thing for you. This is a hate thing towards the bunker for giving you one fair try. Celebrating this Dolphins try and being happy for this Dolphins try is just like a massive screw you to the bunker. Massive screw you to the bunker for what we witnessed. But unfortunately, Jackson Purdue drops that ball and they pick it up through Marshall King. He gets it across and... it's Jack Bostock runs into the line. Then he had Asako to his right. He had Asako on the inside and gives it off to the man who doesn't usually score. Big mistake there. Highland says, not happy with the New Zealand vs England test. Shock and pitch. Your stream is tonight. I'll be live for the FIFA World Cup. So the issue with the cricket right now is that the FIFA World Cup is on. And this is why it's so difficult doing content for multiple sports because they overlap each other. And the FIFA World Cup is something that I definitely need to do. I do know that there is some cricket between Australia and... I don't know who it is. It's a one-day international on Tuesday. There is some cricket coming up for Australia. So I will do some of that. But it's very difficult to do this England versus New Zealand Test series because the FIFA World Cup is on. Up the Gold Coast Times says, who do you tip as a try scorer in the Storm versus Knights game? So let me think about it. To be fair, I think I tipped a prop by the name of Stefano Tukamanu. They missed a kick here, so we'll say 16-10 with 5 minutes to go the first half. Yeah, no, I think it was Tukamanu. Yes. Seb says, it's a mess that pitch. Someone to my bowled by a grass cutter. The ball kept so low, it basically went underground. Is it test over already in day 2? Is it finished up already? Is it seriously finished already? Jeez, this guy's living out on this tip. Hey, listen, I didn't know. He didn't know. Oh, he asked me a question, Seb. He asked me the question. I didn't bring it up. I didn't bring up that I tipped to Tukumana. I didn't bring it up that I tipped to Tukumana. I'm just going to quickly go and have a look at this England cricket. Did it finish already? Surely not. No, it hasn't. 226. 218 runs to win. They're already 36 for 3. Yikes. Yikes. Well, it looks like... Oh, the Dolphins are away here. Tom Gilbert at the 30, the 40, the 45 on first tackle. What a start to this set here. 4 minutes and 53 to go of the first half. I'll do dirty things for Herbie try right now. Well, let's hope that Herbie doesn't score then. Gee whiz. World Cup. Beautiful song. World Cup. Honestly, that's one of the best World Cup songs. Like, obviously, you go back to 2010 as a nostalgia merchant. You go with the Waka Waka, and that's probably the best. Waving Flag's amazing, but Waka Waka was still the best World Cup song of all time for mine. Hamiso, but I genuinely would put World Cup as a pretty good one for like a top 3, top 4. Off the top of my head, anyway. Third tackle here at the 33, and there's fourth tackle, and it's going to be a HIA, I think, for Murray Talangi. They've just said, yeah, Murray Talangi's going to come off the field here for the Cows. Fourth tackle at the 13, sorry. But Murray Talangi will come off the field with a HIA. World Cup is always a good time. Yeah, look, that's why I have to put a bit of a back burner on the cricket for the next month, because this World Cup's going to be huge. It's going to be awesome. The pitch looks pretty loaded at Lords. Cloud cover had the ball still swinging at over 33, both England and New Zealand. Yikes. Ricky Martin. Ole, ole, ole. Is that the song that I'm thinking of? Is top 3 World Cup songs of all time? Is that the one? Ole, ole, ole. Max Plath is going to bring this ball to the 10. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Fit tackle. Isaka Toa. Bostock. Isako. Oh, it's good defense. It's good defense there from Purdue and Liam Sutton. Liam Sutton's been a great find for the Cows, and they'll take him over the in goal. Be a 7-tackle set coming up for the Cowboys at the 20. Who scored for the Dolphins so far? For the Dolphins, we've seen Isaka Toa score. We've seen Selwyn Cobbo score. And also Isako. I think that's the 3 try scorers we've seen so far. Bunny says the NRL really should get rid of the bunker. No, that try was allowed is the cherry on the cake. This week the bunker has seriously been so bad it's not even funny. They're ruining our game of the NRL. You will have more problems with no video because the bunker is just essentially a video referee, guys. The bunker is just a video referee. It's just the name for it. You take away the video referee, and I promise you, we will see way worse calls. You will have to live and die by that sword. It will be way worse. Like, that's baffling. You need to restructure how the bunker is utilised, and you need to restructure how it is utilised. You cannot... Oh, it's a risky pass, but Hamiso can get away. He gets the off-line away. Someone Cobbo's away at the 20, the 25, the 30. Cobbo's going. Taken down to the 30, though, first tackle. Dolphins are starting to open up into this game. Watch them. Watch them blow it. Watch them blow it away. That's what they can do. Happy Farnworth to the 40 on second tackle. Oh, he's lost that ball. Yep, there's a knock-on from Happy Farnworth. So Cowboys were watching them, and they're forcing an error here. The game would be so much worse for calls. They're going to challenge this, Dolphins. The game would be so much worse for calls if they took away a video reffing system. You just need to adjust it. Cup of Lipo, Ricky Martin. Well, I would have heard it. I just can't think of it off my mind right now. And tackle's fine. Does it touch the ground or does it touch a Cowboy? Ooh, maybe it's a strip here. No, I think he's just going to lose. Oh, that's a high hit from Griffin Neem. This actually may come as a penalty to the Dolphins because Griffin Neem comes in and hits him across the head. That might be a try for Farnworth. I'm pretty certain Griffin Neem contacts the head here, so... Well, yeah, so Chester's tackling the ball. Okay, that's fine, but can we look at Griffin Neem coming in across the head here to be consistent? Are we going to be consistent here? Because Griffin Neem has hit him in the head. High contact. No shit, Sherlock. Thank you for coming to terms with what we saw about half an hour ago. How many else to say you really want the touchies and on-field refs to make all the calls? Exactly right. Exactly. When it comes to state of origin, yeah. Yeah, I do. Because actually, no, I don't. No, I don't. I want bunker there. Sorry, it was complete opposite. I want the bunker. I remember before video refs were used, you do not want to go back to that. Yeah, no, you need video refing, man. Especially with all the camera angles. Prior to video ref, there wasn't really the same camera. There wasn't the same broadcast. Now it would make it even worse with all the camera angles that we can see. So Dolphins with the penalty, and they're going to bring this ball to the 40 on first tackle. Jess, as we say in the second half, we'll have them more tries in the first. What have we seen? 3. We've seen 5. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I do. But if there's another try here, it'll be dodgy. Hamiso to the right to Isako. Isako at the 30. 25 will be second tackle. If there's another try here, then we're talking... They have to get 7 tries, which would be a lot. So I would say just wait. Someone cover the left-hand side. Someone cover the 15, the 10. High tackle for sure there. Yeah, definitely a penalty. And Herbie Farmer's going to come and throw Chester down. Biffo, throw an uppercut. Yeah, Cats. Throw an uppercut. I would be careful on saying yes right now, Sean. If there's 6 tries, that means you need 7 tries in the second half for it to be more. I would be very cautious on that. But if there's no try here, I think it's... Yeah, I would go yes. So, Mr. Columbus, you know I'm here, right? You know I'm here commentating it, yeah? Players could volleyball spike the ball and score a try in the 80s. Pretty much. But on report here for the for the Cowboys, and they're going to get a penalty 10 metres out, but on the sidelines, they won't go for the 2. That's a double for Herbie. What's a double for Herbie? All right. So Dolphins are 10 metres away here from the line. It's a bin for sure. No, there wasn't enough of an injury in the NRL's mind. He needed to be knocked out cold for that to be a bin. Send him off. Yeah, send him off, Annie. Send him off. 1 minute to go here of the first half. The Dolphins are 3 metres out. Lemuelu back to Marshall King. He gives it off to Gilbert. And Gilbert's going to be 5 metres away on second tackle. If you've got under 54.5, you definitely not want to see a try right this very second. Nicarima off to Farnworth. Farnworth stepping, offloads it. Knocked on by Reid Marnie here. Knock on, 40 seconds to go here. So the Dolphins are going to have to quickly pack a scrum. Quickly get the ball. Yeah, the time's going off. 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. My gosh, 21. Oh my gosh, that was like 20 seconds that you just allowed to come off the clock just then, Dolphins, because you didn't pack the scrum quick enough. So no, the Football World Cup hasn't started yet, Benny, but we will be live tonight for Australia versus Switzerland, which is a pre-World Cup friendly, and then we've got some friendlies all the way through until Thursday. Then on Friday is when we'll be live for South Africa versus Mexico, which is the first game of the World Cup. The official World Cup starts on Friday, but until then, we've got a pre-World Cup friendly from all different teams. All the way through until Thursday. So Katoa kicks it through. Bostock coming over. Oh, that's going to be knocked dead, and it will be a dropout, but it doesn't matter because that'll be halftime. Shakira, beautiful. But halftime is 16-10 to the Dolphins. Well, that was a controversial first half, wasn't it? That was something else, that. But the Dolphins, for mine, fairly in the lead. They definitely are the deserving leaders here. The Cowboys are lucky to be within 1 try as we currently speak. But we will see how it pans out here. But yeah, no, Benny, so tonight we'll be live for Australia versus Switzerland. And that'll be at 5 a.m. Well, I'll be live 4:30 a.m. your time, but 5 a.m. is when the game actually officially starts. But we'll be live early doors. And we've got England, Costa Rica for you English lot coming up in a couple of days' time as well. We were actually going to do England, New Zealand tonight, but then I found out that Australia were playing Switzerland. So anyway, that is the streams coming up. But halftime, 16-10. Let's go through these stats at halftime to see how it's all panning out. So obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new around here. And let's fire it up. So the Dolphins 16, Cowboys 10. This is at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. The Cowboys, Murray Talungi and Tom Chester have scored 1 from 2 in the conversions from Jake Clifford. But if you've got Tom Chester to score on a multi, my gosh, you should be circle jerking the living shit out of that bunker. You should be super duper glad that the bunker has an IQ of a potato to call that as a try. So Tom Chester is given the try. It should be underneath Liam Kennedy's name, though. The Dolphins on 16, Selwyn Cobbo, Jermaine Sarko, and Asai Katoa have all scored, with Jermaine Sarko 2 from 3 on the conversions. Go to possession, 57% possession to the Dolphins, 43% possession here to the Cowboys. So pretty significantly in favour of the Dolphins, and especially considering the completion rate is very good for both these teams. That is a significant lead there possession-wise. Time of possession, 15 minutes and 39 seconds for the Dolphins, 11 minutes and 54 seconds for the Cowboys. 25 minutes is the threshold. We are seeing 26, basically 27 minutes and 40 seconds. Close enough to 27 and a half, 27:40 on the time possession marker. Very healthy, very good. You're happy with that. Now, completion rate, 80% is what you're looking for. 83% is what the Cowboys are at. 15 from 18. They're very happy with that, especially with their error rate through the season. Dolphins, 90%. Very, very happy with that. 20 from 22. They are holding the ball and they're doing it nicely. You go to the runs. Now, there is a whopping 29 extra runs here for the Dolphins. 76 runs here for the Cowboys for 629 run meters. If you're looking at it from a 10 minutes on average per run that you're looking for, they are 141 run meters behind the 10 minutes on average per run. So not good enough there from the Cowboys. And then you've got the Dolphins. Very much good enough. 105 runs for 1,076 run meters. Forget the fact that they are 26 meters above the 10 meters in average per run that you're looking for, which is amazing. But forget that. They're already above 1,000. So if you ever hit 1,000 meters in a half, you've had an amazing half. The Dolphins are at 1,076. It may still even update even further with the fact that they've just received a set there at the end of the game, at the end of the first half, sorry. So currently speaking, on its just true straight up merit right now, the Dolphins are beating the Cowboys by 450 meters. 450. And in regards to runs, it's 29 runs to the separator. So if you gave the extra 29 runs to the Cowboys, they would probably still right now, they're well under 10 meters on average per run. They would probably still be at like an 830, 850, which would still be 220 odd behind where the Dolphins are at. So the Dolphins are clearly winning the run meters by a bucket load, whether it be on true merit or it be on the provisional thought process of if you gave those extra runs to the Cowboys to try and equal it out. Well in favor of the Dolphins. Post-contact meters, 232 to the Cowboys, 296 to the Dolphins. So that's actually closer than you think. I would say that the Cowboys might actually be in front. If you give the 29 extra runs to the Cowboys to equal up with the Dolphins, they're on 232. They're down by about 64 currently on the Dolphins. They are definitely getting 64 post-contact meters and 29 runs. I would say that they'd probably be more so around that 330. They'd be pretty well in advance of them. So it's interesting that the Cowboys are probably dominating the post-contact right now based off of an equivalent amount of runs, but they're getting absolutely annihilated and demolished in regards to the general run meters overall. The line breaks, pretty equal here. 3-2 to the Dolphins. The tackle breaks, well, this is a big thing. 24 tackle breaks is massive for the Dolphins, 11 tackle breaks for the Cowboys. So that means that the Dolphins defense is pretty good here. Cowboys defense is absolutely atrocious here. Average set distance tells you a whole ball game in itself. 25 meters and below is pathetic to the stream off. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is basically perfect. Cowboys are at 34.97. Not good enough. Not hitting the threshold of 35, but it's very close. 34.97 is only 0.03 of a meter away from it. So if you want to be pedantic, it's in the underwhelming category, but it's close enough to be like, it's doing the job. Yeah, but it's still technically in the underwhelming category. The Dolphins are 46.79. That's amazing. That's in the fantastic category. That is a full 12 meters above what the Cowboys are making per set right now. And 46.79 is really, really good. It's above great. It's in the fantastic. So the Dolphins are slapping those meters down. Average play the ball speed, 3.19 seconds and below is extremely fast. 3.2 to 3.39 is fast. 3.4 to 3.59 is average. 3.6 to 3.79 is slow. And 3.8 and above is extremely slow. The Cowboys at 3.53 seconds, Dolphins at 3.47 seconds, both in the average category, both at a similar rate, just 0.06 in favor of the Dolphins. Offloads, very healthy here for the Dolphins at 9, while the Cowboys are at a very low number of 4. You go to the forced dropouts, 1-0 Dolphins. Kick defusal is 62% for the Cowboys, 67% for the Dolphins. And the effective tackle percentage, and this is the whole game right here. This is the whole game right here. 84.75% here for the Cowboys. Yikes. 85% and below is awful. 85% to 88% is underwhelming. 88% to 90% is hitting the marker. And 90% and above is basically perfect. 84.75% is not good enough. It's in the awful category. 200 tackles made is above the typical 160 to 180 by 20. Missed tackles is 24. So that's above the average of 15 to 17 by 7. That's really high. And then the ineffective tackles is 12, above the average of 5 to 7. by 5. So they've had 36 bad tackles in the first half. 200 tackles made is a lot, but also 36 bad tackles is ridiculous. That means you're only 4 bad tackles away from having a bad tackle per minute in the first half. Not good enough from the Cowboys. The Dolphins at 90.7%, basically perfect. 156 tackles made is below the typical range of 160 to 180. The missed tackles is 11, so that's below the average of 15 and 17. And the ineffective tackles is 5, so that's on the average of 5 to 7. So that's 26 bad tackles in the first half with a limited amount of tackles made, but it's also a very, very limited amount of missed tackles and also ineffective tackles. So the Dolphins are doing really good there with their 90.7%, and they're up on the Cowboys by about 6%, actually by 6% in total, because there's 90.7 to 84.75. Errors, though. This is interesting because 3 and below is really good, 4 to 6 is average, and 7 above is awful. Well, the Cowboys are at 5, that's average, and the Dolphins are at 7, that's awful. The Dolphins have made 2 more errors than the Cowboys here, and they are in the awful category. They're making too many errors here, and that's why this game is still close. It should really be 16 points to 4, but at the end of the day, it is 16-10, the game is still close, and that's really because of the 7 errors to the 5. So whilst the Cowboys are not making a small amount of errors, they're not making as much as the Dolphins are. Penalties conceded 3-3. A little bit ill discipline from both teams is getting up there. Ruck infringements 2-0 against the Cowboys, and inside 10 minutes is 1-1 with on report 1-0. Overall, the Dolphins should win this game. Overall, the Dolphins really should pull away here. They are dominating in regards to possession. They're dominating in regards to run meters. They have got more line breaks. They're dominating tackle breaks, dominating average set distance, dominating the offloads, and dominating defensive stats. Unfortunately, they're dominating the error count too. But overall, the Dolphins really should be pulling away here. So we'll see how the second half does go. It's only a 6-point game, even though it shouldn't be. But we'll see how the second half does go. Matt says, pretty horrible watching the Scottish fans returning back home after their visas cancelled. All the Scottish fans got their visas cancelled ahead of this World Cup? Are you serious? Is there like anything specific, or is it just because there's like not... Like what's there has to be something that's happened there. There has to be something that's happened there. Chester 1, Liam Kennedy 0. What was the controversial call? I missed most of the first half. Oh my gosh. You wait to see it, mate. The NRL won't show you, so you'll have to search it out. The NRL will not show you the try. They're not going to do it, bro. But I promise you, it is the worst call you will ever see. It is the... Yeah, someone said post the Chester try. It was great because they're not showing it. Yeah, someone said this may sound petty and overreactive. It's not, but whoever is in the bunker tonight should be stood down for 1 or 2 weeks for that Chester try. That could decide the outcome of the games and maybe even finals positions. Was the worst decision I've seen in many years. I would nearly go and say it's the worst decision I've ever seen. I would nearly say that. I don't know what is a worse decision than what that call was. JJ says, tipping the Dolphins to win and hoping Bostock, Herbie and Lukey score. Wonder if Katoa will be called up for New South Wales. Chester try should have been non-try. Yeah, well, obviously with the Chester one. But in regards to Katoa, like it's just not going to be happening. He's not going to be... Well, how are you going to put Katoa into the halves? You've got Ethan Strange, who had an amazing game when he had that final 20-minute burst, and Nathan Cleary is always going to be the first person selected. Jay just says, interesting how Chester and Galvin tried to try, yet Kossi is a non-try. Well, very different. Kossi's one is not not a drop ball. Kossi's one, bro, you're comparing apples to oranges here. The Edward Kossi try was a no-try based on the fact they said that the ball went out. They didn't say that he dropped it. Whilst the you should be looking at the Chester and Robert Toya one in regards to knock-ons and whatnot, but the Kossi try has absolutely no relevance to this. That's a completely different try. So it's Payne Haas or Shane Webke? Payne Haas. Confused what everyone is talking about with Scotland and passports. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I've just seen Matt Fletcher talk about the fact that Scottish fans are returning back home after their visas cancelled. I don't know what that's about. I might actually Google this right now. I might Google this to see what that's even talking about while it's half time here. Scotland fans. Scotland fans left devastated as World Cup travel permits cancelled last minute. Why? Fans devastated as last minute US visa cancellations. It's not even letting me get onto their websites. Yeah, I don't know. It's not even letting me see it. I'm not too sure. Yeah, no, they're not allowed to go. Oh, that's crazy. Travel permits withdrawn at last minute. I don't know why it's not letting me actually look at these websites, though. Don't get it. It's pretty sad if true for Scottish fans. Yeah, it's definitely true. I'm looking at it. It's definitely true. I still can't believe Kosey's try was a try. Well, it wasn't. They gave it as a no try. Up the Gold Coast Titans says, what is worse, the Chester try or Casey Badgers? We've cleared up all play to this point and that one obstruction call in the Titan Storm game. No, definitely Chester try. Chester try is way worse than anything that you're about to bring up. 1,000,000%. So does anyone know, if you've Googled it, does anyone know the reason why Scotland fans have been told, what is the reason for this? I would love to know the actual reasoning behind it, because there's going to be a reason. But America is very volatile right now, so you had to kind of unfortunately expect things like this to happen. Hope the Cats fighting more for meters, which could explain with a higher point post-contact rate, but the Dolphins are simply gaining more meters around the ruck. The Dolphins are gaining 450 meters in this game right now, and even if you equal out the possession and the amount of runs, they're still down by 220. The Cowboys also. Yeah, again, JJ, it's legit. It's 100% legit. I've just Googled it. But yeah, the Cowboys have got a long way to get back into this game in regards to the run meters. They're going to be tired after 200 tackles and all the meters the Dolphins have been making. They've been kind of having their own way. And again, it should be a 12-point game right now. Really should be. But, we've got the Titans-Broncos game right after this. Got to conserve a little bit of energy for that one, because that's going to be hectic. We all know how those Titan streams go here on this channel. They get pretty hectic. But at the very least, regardless of the controversy, I just want games that are close. And this is a close game. I'm not happy with the way that this game's been officiated in regards to that bunker, but I'm still happy that the game is at least close and we're not seeing all those 13-plus blowouts. Ever since we NRL fans acknowledged that every game was a blowout 13-plus, every game is turning into a 1 or 12er. Pretty much every game since that moment. Magic Round was ridiculous, and we all noticed how many 13-pluses there were. And then ever since then, we saw 4 out of 5 games in the week afterwards be 1 or 12. And then the week after, we saw... now we're seeing a whole bunch of 1 or 12ers this week. So we saw a whole bunch of 1 or 12s last week. Scoreline prediction next game, 100-0 Titans. That's what I'm going to give you. But I'm going to quickly run off to the bathroom here, guys. The game is probably close to starting here for the second half. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Oh, the Cowboys are coming out now. I might have to actually wait until the end of the game. I might just wait. 16-10 to the Dolphins. Cowboys are about to come back out. They're just waiting in the sheds now to run out. And yeah, they're opening the door. Do you think the Titans could upset the Broncos tonight? Absolutely. Absolutely, I do. The Broncos lost to the Dragons. So yes, I do think that is possible. Try Predictor has the Cowboys at 51%, Dolphins at 49%. Why? What statistic has given you that inkling? I don't understand what the Try Predictor is basing that on. The Dolphins are leading. The Cowboys are down by 6. The Dolphins are dominating pretty much every single stat right now. I don't understand why it would go that way. Why has AI predicted that? And the Dolphins are higher than them on the table. So what's it predicting? What's it doing that on? That doesn't make any sense from an AI perspective. So the Cowboys are running the field. So are the Dolphins. Everyone's out there. Give me your score predictions for the second half. I'm going to say the Dolphins run away with this. I'm going to back them into maybe win like a 34-16 or even 34-22 kind of game. I think there still could be plenty of tries. Well, that would work for Jess, actually. Because I know Jess got on the more tries in the second half. You'd need 6. Still a lot, though. I feel like this game opens up at some point, whether it be for both teams or just one team. I do feel like this game will open up at some point, and we'll start to see a lot more. We'll start to see a lot more open-ended play. I just got home. What did I just see? Fantastic touchdown from Dallas. Dude, Mitchell, it was insane, dude. It was actually insane. It's unfathomable to explain. It really is. It is unfathomable to explain the dribble that we watched from Liam Candy in the bunker. Second tackle here at the 20 for the Cowboys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Griffin Neem gets his ball to the 25 now on third tackle. He says, are the Roosters still a scam? Well, no, you're on fraud alert now. So you've gone off of scam, as you can see. I don't know why you've asked me when you can see on the ladder right there, it's got fraud alert. But the last 2 weeks did happen. So I'm not just going to jump off of the fact that they're not frauds anymore based off of one good win yesterday, which, mind you, we did tip here. And again, I pre-season tipped them to win the comp, so I know they've got it in them. But the fact of the matter is they still lost to the Cowboys and had 20 errors in the game, and they still lost to a Storm team that were nowhere near convincing enough, but still got to win by 14 points. So the scam and the fraud alert is an absolute legitimate thing of the Roosters that I will argue until the cows come home, and I won't stand down on it because it has been true, and I'm sure that you weren't complaining about it when you lost to the Storm last week for your second loss in a row after the Cowboys game at Magic Round where you lost 18-12 to a Cowboys team that weren't fantastic in the game, but you guys made 20 errors. So it is a legitimate notion to put them where they have been. And I'm not taking them straight off a scam and off a fraud alert and not having anything on them when the last 2 weeks did happen. So if you go and beat the Dolphins next week, great, you'll be off fraud alert. But until then, you will remain on fraud alert. 100%. Brett says Gold Coast versus Brisbane and both coasts tonight. Did see that. Did see that the AFL's got the Sunnies and the Lions. And Isaiah Katoa will put this down to the 15. Jack Bostock coming through, but Murray Delaney grabs it, and he will bring this ball out to the 25 to the 30 on first tackle. Homie Ross is dead set, commented about players spiking the ball in the 80s without realising it happened tonight. Yeah, it did. yeah, it happened tonight. Titans win by 100, Jeremy. Second tackle now for the Cowboys at the 45. I've done those face paint days. I tell you, I don't recommend it. Cowboys get the ball to the 50 on third tackle. Sunnies and Lions. That'd be good. Lions have been slipping at the moment, but Sunnies been playing pretty well, haven't they? Where are the Sunnies now on the ladder in the AFL? I know they started off the season hot and they've been slipping recently, is it? Oh, Brisbane are up 62-46. Yeah, Sunnies started off like first, and now they're in sixth. Cowboys with the ball, fourth tackle at 35, and Jake Clifford, he'll offload the ball at the back to Lukey, and Lukey's going to be at the 30 on fifth tackle. Fantastic touchdown by Dallas. 60-metre gain though for the Cowboys is nice, considering they haven't been making many metres in this game. And that'll be Hamiso who grabs his ball out to the 30 on... Oh, sorry, to the 10 on first tackle. Yeah, they are down by 20 right now, the Suns. Geez, Adelaide Geelong was a cracker game on Thursday night. The Sunnies played last week. They did not. Geelong have lost by a collective 5 points across the last two games. Gee whiz. Where is it? Oh, Sunnies lost to North Melbourne. Yeah, no, they're definitely slipping. All right, so fourth tackle now at the 25. And they go to Max Plath, and Plath is going to be here at the 33 on fifth tackle. When do Origin 2 teams get announced? Probably at the end of this round, actually. Probably on Monday, because that'll be a week and a half away from Origin 2. It'd be on Monday morning this week. Murray Talangi, he'll get this ball to the 32 on first tackle. And they go up the middle through Jackson Purdue to the 45. Dolphins have been quite slow to start this second half, to be fair. Cowboys are definitely making them more meters in this opening 4 minutes. And Cohen Hess on his 200th game brings his ball to the 45. Cohen Hess has always been Cowboys, yeah? I think he's always been Cowboys since the start of his career. He's a one-club player, I believe, unless there was a Broncos there at some point. I don't know. I can't think right now. Raiders were really bad and were on holiday. Yes, but the Roosters still play good. Don't think I've ever seen Ricky so disappointed. I felt bad for him and I don't like the Raiders. Having said that, the Roosters look good and connected. Yeah, the Raiders were bad and the Roosters look good. But the Raiders were really bad. Scott Drinkwater, he'll put this ball down to the 3. Hamiso, I think he's knocked that ball on. It is going to be a penalty to the Cowboys, yeah. Hamiso will knock that ball on, but a Dolphins player in front of him has grabbed the ball, which will be a penalty. The Dolphins are going to challenge this, so they're going to say that the Cowboys, I think maybe Jake Clifford knocks his ball back, and then the Dolphins catch it, which would be fine. I said I usually defend players and say they always care, but yesterday I didn't think the Raiders cared. The Raiders did not look like they cared at all. Who's the one who's chasing this ball through here? Is it Drinkwater? Yeah, it is Drinkwater. We have to look at this again. I don't know. This might just straight up come off of the Drinkwater right arm. This one probably shows it. And... oh, definitely off of Hamiso. Why would he challenge this? Clearly. I don't understand why he would challenge this. Hamiso definitely touches this. Unless he's trying to say that Drinkwater knocks it on first. But I think Hamiso is the one who touches this first. Yeah, this is just off Hamiso. Yeah, 100%. Unsuccessful. That was such a ridiculous challenge. You were never winning that. I don't know why Hamiso was thought that was just such a waste. All right, so Cowboys ball here. Fresh set, here we go. Wondering if something happened behind scenes in Raiders camp. They seem to not be as connected this year. Don't like the Raiders, but Ricky seems to care about the boys, and the club seems a bit odd. No, it's just the Raiders haven't been performing to expectations this year because they've had to change their halfback and Ethan Sanders and Jamal Fogarty. As there's changes around the club, and it's just not working out at the moment. Jamal Fogarty's obviously a big loss for him. So the Cowboys now at the 15 on second tackle. Reid Marnie goes to Cohen Hess, and Hess will be at the 5. Gets the offload away. Reid Marnie tips it on, and Dolphins get it. That's so stupid from Reid Marnie. That is so stupid from Reid Marnie. There was no need for that, man. It's literally second tackle, and you've just tipped the ball straight into the Dolphins' hands. That was ridiculous. So second tackle now for the Dolphins, and they're going to be at the 30. So the broadcast has the Dolphins at 999 meters. NRL.com had them at like 1,100 in the first half. I don't know how you guys can be so completely on the other wavelength to each other. Fourth tackle. They're at the 50. Jack Bostock. He'll take it to the 40 on fifth tackle on the Cowboy side of the field. Such a ridiculous mistake from Reid Marnie that was just so unnecessary. Hamiso chasing this one underneath the 20. The Cowboys allowed to bounce, and the Cowboys will get this ball at the 38. Very lucky, went straight to them. Liam Sutton. Reid's having an off game, looking confused when getting penalised. When he is on, he makes up for his errors. I don't know if he's been amazing this year. He's been just doing his job. Second tackler at the 35. And Zach Labert to the 40 on third tackle. If the Cowboys win this game, I'm going to be even more confused about what kind of team this team is, man. I'm going to be so confused because I cannot believe they've got the third most amount of wins this season. It amazes me. It really does. I just don't understand it. My brain doesn't comprehend it. My brain doesn't comprehend that if they win this game, they equal second with the Warriors for wins on 9 wins. And the Warriors have been really exciting and clearly defined as a second place team, whilst this Cowboys team, like, they're winning games, but you're just like, how on earth have they won 9 games with the way that they play? I just don't understand it. Jack Bostock's going to bring this ball to the 25 on third tackle. 7 minutes gone in the second half for Sai Katoa. So, Finifuiaki, the 33, paying to get a 3-year extension after that set. They are just going to extend him, aren't they? It's going to be like an Adam O'Brien situation for mine. Nikarima gets away. Lemuelu. Hamiso to his left-hand side. This is a try for the Dolphins. This is a try for the Dolphins. Hamiso, Tabuafoto will score a try. And it is 20 points at 10 with a kick to come. I think that was a really good offload there from Nikarima in the inside to Canelli Lemuelu, who breaks away. And then as soon as you saw a 2-on-1 shaping up with Hamiso being the 2, you knew it was all over. And Hamiso will score right next to the post. It's 20 points at 10 with a kick to come. This is a really good pass here from Nikarima. Nikarima steps inside and then just knows Lemuelu was there and gets the ball away to him. And again, as soon as you see Hamiso on his left-hand side, you knew it was done and dusted. So 20 points to 10 to the Dolphins with 32 minutes to go here, but it's going to be a conversion because it's basically right in front, and Isako is very good regardless, even from the sideline. Even from the sideline. Isako is actually slipping over when he makes that pass, by the way. Which I think benefits Nikarima because it forces him to actually come inside to catch the pass rather than they were shaping out to the left-hand side. So he probably would have caught that on the move to the left, and then that space wouldn't have been opened up by the fact that Tom Chester has missed that tackle. So Isaiah Katoa actually slipping over there has benefited that being a try because it's forced Kodi Nikarima to come inwards rather than to maintain outwards. And if he maintains outwards, Chester just absolutely romps him. So kick coming up here for Osaka from basically right in front. And they get the kick. So 22 points to 10. There is now 30 minutes to go here of the game, folks. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. And then we'll be jumping straight into the Titans versus Broncos. And then early tomorrow morning, don't forget, we'll be live for Australia versus Switzerland before we do the Tigers, Panthers, and Sharks, Dragons games tomorrow. 30 minutes left. These two, like the Dolphins, definitely can play an exciting brand of footy. They can. You're just not trustworthy of it based off of last year, but they've really changed around a lot of their direction from last year. All right, they kick this ball down to the 5. And the Dolphins, if they score next, I don't see the Cowboys coming back from it. Gilbert brings that ball to the 15. Wow, what a contact. What a hit that was. He ran that ball as hard as he damn well possibly could. There was no holding back in that run. Second tackle now at the 25. They get it off to Max Plath. Oh, that was the first try of the second half too. So we want 5 more tries for Jess. Cody Nikarima, which is looking difficult right this very second. But I did say I think this game will open up at some stage. And we'll just see a few tries just smashed in all at once. Fit tackle now at the 50. You just got to hope that it's early enough. Early enough that there can still be plenty. Broncos fans are a little nervous. They don't want to get embarrassed by the Titans. Bro, they just lost to the Dragons last week. There's more embarrassing loss than the Titans. Losing to the Dragons last week was the most embarrassing loss for them. Way more embarrassing than whatever could happen tonight. And Nate says 12 points, come on. 12 points? What, do you have over 40? Oh, Drinkwater gets whacked in the tackle there with the 28 on third tackle. 12 points? Come on. Oh, are you saying just because it's close? Are you saying close game? Like, what are you saying? Fourth tackle now at the 38. Kurt Donahue had a huge hit on Drinkwater just then. No, losing to the champions of England is not more embarrassing than losing to the Dragons. Selwyn Cobbo's made a mistake there, and this is going to be Cowboys ball inside the attack on 20. Oh, Cobbo. This is definitely Cowboys ball. Why is he not just letting that go? That's going out in the full, bro. That was going to go out in the full, and then Selwyn Cobbo has touched that, and it's going to go over the sideline. That was going to go out in the full. So the Cowboys are 10 metres away here from the line. They go to Cohen Hess, and Hess is going to be 5 metres out from the line now. First tackle. They go to the right to Jake Clifford. Clifford to Drinkwater. Drinkwater, short ball. Tom Chester. Try time for the Cowboys. Try time for the Cowboys, and it's 22-14 with a kick to come. A little bit to the right-hand side, but there is another try, and the game has definitely opened up now. The try of the Dolphins just a few moments ago, and Chester will score. So it is 22 points to 14 with a kick to come, and he says game on. It is game on, but the kick does need to be kicked here. Well, Chester on one legitimate try, one illegitimate try, but if you've got him in Supercoach, you'd be very happy. You'd be very, very happy. This game should have always been going over 50. Always. I'm sure that it will go over 50. I'm sure it will. 28 minutes to go. Big kick needed here, though. Like, you do need to get this. If you miss this, it'll be an 8-point game. 22 points, I mean, I'm on second half of most points. I think it'll happen. Oh, was it only 16-10 at half time? Now it's 22-14, 22. They've scored more tries in the first 15 than they did in the first 15 of the first half. Oh, that's his first career double too, Tom Chester. So Jake Clifford. I think most people have Tom Chester in their Supercoach side, to be fair. Jake Clifford from the sideline. He will miss the kick badly, so it will stay an 8-point game. That is a bad missed kick there. That is really, really poor, because now it is still a 2-score game for the Cows. But Tom Chester, as soon as he got a bit of space there, he wasn't stopping that. They weren't stopping that. Tigers has missed the kick, please. Well, he has missed the kick. So most try assists in the 2026 Premiership. Scott Drinkwater is number 4. Jerome Hughes is still number 1. Why doesn't Drinkwater kick for the Cowboys? I feel like he's a lot more consistent than Clifford. Well, you could ask the Cowboys that question, man, not me. Drinkwater, there's a reason why they're giving it to Clifford. There's a reason why. I wouldn't disagree. I think Drinkwater probably should do it, but I'm not the one there at training watching it. That ball landed in Belize. Belize? First we got me talking Tajikistan, then we get Olivia talking about Lithuania, and now you're talking about Belize. Belize is random country. Beautiful country, Belize, but random. Definitely random. Sammy McIntyre, he's going to bring this ball now to the 40 on 4 tackle. Rolls back to Sonny Luke. Was it 6? No, it's 5 tries in the first half, Jess, which means that you need another 4 more here to get to 6. Fit tackle at the 45. Entirely possible in 26 minutes with the way this game is shaping up. Selwyn Cubbo, he'll take it out to the 24 on first tackle. No, 5. It's definitely 5. Hamiso. Because remember, we were saying it was 5, and then it just came down to them preventing that try right on half time, which the Dolphins weren't able to score it. Made by Breakout says, any tips for Broncos and Titans? Well, you got to remember I'm a Titans fan, but I think it's a hard game. Like, if you try and put a neutral perspective on it, it is a difficult game because, again, the Broncos lost to the Dragons last week at home. The Broncos are not an ultimate product right now, but the benefit to the Broncos is that last year they did the exact same thing. They lost to the Dragons 30-26 at Suncorp in round 13, same week. 7 tackles, 7 for the Cowboys come up at the 20 after an awful kick from the Dolphins. And they were in 11th position. They were really, really struggling. And then they played the Titans in this round 14 at Suncorp, right after the Dragons game. And they won that game by scoring like 30 points in the first half. It was just ridiculous, 30 points and 0 or something. And they just absolutely dominated from the outset and blew it away. That game could easily be a Broncos 13+, but it also could be a massive kick in the guts to the Broncos where they just expect to turn their season around. They are under the current thought process that their season will just turn around, and I don't think that you can have that thought process. Just like I don't think you can rely upon comebacks. Even though they won the comp last year on them, I don't think you can rely upon comebacks. The Broncos' first halves are so pitiful. And the Broncos' second halves are usually pretty good, but they've been relying so heavily on second halves that teams have woken up to that, and they are really clamping down to that second half to prevent them from being able to get that comeback. So it's a hard one, but I think there could be plenty of tries in it. But you've also got to remember the Titans are the 9th best defense in the comp right now, which is absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Fit tackle at 33. You know, for example, the Broncos have given up 313 points through 12 games. The Titans have given up 280 through 11 games. So you give them that extra game. I think it was 26 points on the average. Dolphins get this ball to 10. They bring it out to the 15. The Titans give up 26 points on average per game. You give them the extra 26. They go to 306 again. So that's still below the Broncos prior to the game. You know, so whilst the Broncos really should win, they're no guarantee by any means. Why they're still on frauds? Because the last 2 weeks still happened. One game doesn't change that. They're on scam, now they're on frauds. The last 2 weeks still happened. 4 tackle now for Jermaine Sarko and the Dolphins. They'll beat the 40 on their own side of the field. And Max Plath to Hamiso. Hamiso's going to look for a hole right at the middle, but he'll beat the 50 on fit tackle. Purgy kind of due for a try after getting that extension. JJ says, come on, Herbie, Bostock, and Lukey. Well, the Cowboys, Zach Labart, he'll get that ball away. Drinkwater's away. Drinkwater's away. The 30, the 40, the 45, the 50. He will step back onto the inside, and Saikatoa make a great tackle, and it will really slow up the play too. That is a perfect... Oh, that's a bin then. Well, that's a bin then. That's a bin for Saikatoa. Then if you penalise this, I disagree with this. I disagree with this call. I don't think that it was a penalty, but if you're penalising it, it has to be bin. If you are penalising it, how is that not a bin? That doesn't make any sense. If you are penalising a breakaway tackle being too long on the tackle, then how is that not a bin? It's a make-up call. They're trying to make up the awful call that we saw in the first half. Oh, they've called it high tackle. They didn't call it saying too long. Okay, different scenario. So the Cowboys are now at the 25, Jake Clifford to Thomas McKaylee, and McKaylee's going to be at the 20 on first tackle. How good would it be if Drinkwater moved to Maryland's? We'd be neighbours inside... No. Second tackle now for the Cowboys is going to be at the 15. Now go to the right-hand side. We're never hoping for injuries, Jeremy. Can we have a moderator time that out, please? I never will ever. It doesn't matter who you play for. It doesn't matter who you are. I will never encourage injuries to players on this channel. So please, that is never to happen again. Right-hand side, Tom Chester for a hat-trick. Taken down to the 5. 4 tackle. We do not talk about players getting injuries, man. Jake Clifford. He'll give it to Ruben Cotter. Back to Jake Clifford. Sonny Luke. He'll be at the 10 on fit tackle. Try here if the Cowboys would really light this game up. Could argue a 6 again should have happened just then, but Jake Clifford, he's going to kick this ball all the way across. 1-on-1 here, Talangi, Isako, and Isako doesn't want any part of it and just slaps it down. So it's going to be a Cowboys penalty at the 10. Yeah, it's a deliberate knock-on. It's a correct call. It's a deliberate knock-on. It is a penalty against the Dolphins, Jermaine Isako. Either way, it's the same. They're still going to get the ball to 10. They're not taking a 2. They're going for the try, but that is a correct call for a penalty. If McKaylee scores Gold Coast Titans, Ibrahim and Seb Watson better watch out. Better watch out. Liam Sutton to Thomas McKaylee. And McKaylee's going to be 10 metres away from the line. First tackle. Sonny Luke. Jake Clifford. Short ball. Ruben Cotter. He's 5 metres out from the line. Second tackle. 22 minutes to go here. Quick play the ball. They go back onto the inside for Tamalolo. And Tamalolo's going to be 2 metres away from the line. They roll it back to Sonny Luke. He'll get it to Jake Clifford. Clifford across. Left-hand side. McIntyre. Sammy Mack has thrown an intercept to Isako. And Isako will be taking the 10. Bro, it's second, third tackle. What are you doing? What are you doing, Sammy Mack? Second. And now it's a penalty to the Dolphins of the 20. That is just a brain fade and a half. Oh, it's so early in the tackle count. You don't need to offload that ball. You should have assumed that Isako was coming up in the line, so of course he's going to be there in the way to prevent that pass from going over. It just doesn't make sense why Sammy Mack has passed that ball. It's a brain fade. A massive, massive brain fade. But 20 minutes to go here of this game, folks. There's 22-14 to the Dolphins. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. 22 minutes to go here. 22 minutes left. All right, Jack Bostock off to Lemwelu, and Lemwelu beat the 45 on first tackle. Oh, sorry, that's Fini Fuyaki, not Lemwelu. Off to Tom Gilbert. And they'll be at the 50 on second tackle. Marshall King. And Ray Stone will now be at the 40 on third tackle. I just feel like if the Dolphins can bring this game to a 14-point game, it's game over. But Tamalolo with a massive 1-1 strip there on Morgan Knowles at the 30, and the Cowboys will get the ball back here. First tackle at the 30. I screwed up my trades and got Yo instead of Haas. And penalty here to the Cowboys. Wow, this game is just back and forth in regards to brain fades at the moment. Just getting back into the contest and you pull that shit. This is amazing right now because we're seeing both teams have brain fade after brain fade after brain fade. Like Lemwelu, you've clearly got Morgan Knowles around his ankles right now. Why are you... Oh, that was Donahue, sorry. You've got Donahue around his ankles. Why have you stripped that? Why have you stripped this? There's just been some real brain fades these last few moments. Tamalolo with a great strip, but my gosh, there's been some brain fades in this game. First tackle now for the Cowboys at the 35, bunker included. They roll it back to Sonia Luke. Luke to Tamalolo, and Tamalolo now to the 25 to the 23 on second. Oh, he's lost the ball there. He's lost the ball. Oh, they've penalised him. Oh, they've penalised Morgan Knowles here. I thought that could have been just a loose carry, but I'm not too upset with it. Morgan Knowles over the top. No, it's definitely a strip. No, he's got his arm around it. No, he stripped. He does strip it out. It's a correct call. He knew what he's doing. All right, Sonny Luke, 24 metres away. Scott Drinkwater gets it across to Helam Lukey, and Lukey is going to be at the 20 on first tackle. It's going to roll it back to Sonny Luke. Ruben Cotter try here. Really belts this game in. Second tackle at the 10. It'll only be probably a 2-point game if the Cowboys can score right now. They go to Jake Clifford. Clifford off to Drinkwater. Drinkwater at the back. Tom Chester. Wow, that is amazing defense from Selwyn Cubbo. Comes in, locks the tackle up at the 15. Third tackle. Been finding some easy space down that right-hand side, but that was great from Selwyn Cubbo. Clifford, short ball into the line for Sammy McIntyre. Think about the offload this time. 5 metres out, 4 tackle. 4 tackle, 5 metres away. Could be a 6 again here. They don't call it. Go to Drinkwater, who knocks the ball on, and then that's actually it should be a penalty because the offside player has deliberately grabbed the ball, but it will be a knock-on against the Cowboys, and the Dolphins will pick it up at the 10. The longer this goes on, the more you're looking at that 8-point gap rather than the 6-point gap. So many mistakes this second half. Yeah, there has been Jess in it. Unfortunately, might come a gutser for you over your 6 tries and over in the second half. It might come a gutser for you because the errors are just ridiculous at this moment. It's what the Cowboys can do. The Dolphins this year haven't actually been that bad for errors. Let me have a look at their error count. They are not in the top 5 of starters. The Dolphins are 14th for errors. 14th for errors. The Warriors are clearly the least amount of error-ridden team in the competition. So second tackle for the Dolphins. They'll get this ball out to the 35. You need a flurry here to get over 6 tries in this half. Clyde's up the Titans. I have a Broncos fan who'll be barracking against me tonight. Yeah, well, you should slap him across the face and tell him to wake up to himself. Hamiso's going to run this ball straight up the line. He'll get this ball to the 40. There's a 6 again here for the Dolphins, and Hamiso's still pushing away. If they score here, it'll be game. If they score here and convert, it will be game. 14 points will be too much for the Cowboys to come back from. Morgan Knowles, he'll bring this ball to the 30 on second tackle. They give it out to the right. And Kurt Donahue with a big run, runs straight through Drinkwater. He'll be at the 20 on third tackle. Converted try here, calls it. Hamiso out to Jack Bostock. And Bostock will be at the 15. I wouldn't say this has been the most unbelievable quality game. But it's been a fine game. It's not been unbelievable quality, though. Hamiso out to Asai Katoa. Then over the top, it's going to hit the... No, it's not. It's going to be Stelwyn Cobbo. I thought it was going to hit the grass. But Cobbo over the sideline. Really good play there from the Cowboys defensively. And it's going to be another error here for the Dolphins. It was great defense from the Cowboys, but, geez, that's poor from the Dolphins just to run to that sideline. Stelwyn Cobbo needs to have a lot better game awareness there. And he's also going to throw that ball in way earlier. He literally waited until he was over the sideline before he threw it back inside. Yeah, you'd need a last 15-minute romp. But that's not a good sign. 15 and a half minutes left here. Cowboys, you're going to wake up. Dolphins, doesn't matter for them. They go over the sideline if they can hold out this lead. Yeah, I would agree, Jess. It doesn't look like it's going to happen in this game. So many mistakes. Things can change on a dime in the NRL, and we can see teams just go bang, bang, bang. But you're right. It's more than likely we're not going to be seeing this game really go crazy from here. Hawaii, so I need the Titans to give Cooper more minutes in games. Like, bro, please. Yeah, but we don't care about your super coach, mate. But I do agree that Cooper Bai should be getting more minutes in. Again, don't care less about Supercoach, but definitely care about... I do want to see him getting more minutes, but I also think that Tino needs more minutes as well, but Cooper definitely needs more minutes. So they're going to kick this one down to the 30. It's going to bounce awkwardly here for the Dolphins, but Hamiso grabs it and brings it out of the 45. Awful set there from North Queensland. Dolphins, Jack Bostock. He'll bring this ball to the 45 to the 40 on second tackle. Got to defend with your lives here, Cowboys. It's Selwyn Cobbo with a big run. He'll bring this ball to the 25 on third tackle. Now it'll be Herbie Farnworth pushes away from 1. He'll be 20 metres away. 15 metres away, 4 tackle. Dolphins Roosters could be a cracker game next week. That could be a really exciting one. I do get a good feeling, though, the Roosters might get a big win. I do. I just feel like that's the kind of game they slap up in. Fit tackle. I feel like that'll be the type of game they slap up in. Asai Katoa, Hamiso kicks his ball through. Knock on from the Cowboys, and it's going to be Dolphins ball 8 minutes away from the line. 0 tackle from the knock on from the Cowboys. Jack Bostock, can they end the game now? First tackle, they didn't say knock on, they said played up in the kick. So Dolphins, it's going to be Kurt Donahue. Kurt Donahue, that's game. That's game. 26-14 with the kick to come. Kurt Donahue will score. That should be the game. Kurt Donahue goes over. And I don't see them coming back from this now, the Cowboys, because they should get this conversion. They should get it. The only issue, Jess, is that you still need 3 more tries. You still need 3 more here, unfortunately. But a try time there for Kurt Donahue. And it should go to 14 in a moment now. And it was a great run. It's pretty poor defense here from the Cows. It just shows how tired they are. No, it's not. It's really bad defense, to be fair. Reuben Cotter should be doing way better in this situation. He completely just falls off him. Reuben Cotter, look, he's just slowly walking into it. Donahue just steps into him, and then Cotter doesn't have the strength, and Drinkwater can't hold him. You can't blame Drinkwater, but you have to blame Cotter. That's really poor from Reuben Cotter. And you know he's a lot better than that. Kurt Donahue has walked into the line here and then just pushed past Cotter. That is poor from the Cowboys, Mitchell. That is poor. Is the guy I'm playing as Supercoach having anybody in this game here today? Let me have a look. Yeah, the replay is absolutely horrible for Ruben Cotter, man. That is really, really bad from Ruben Cotter. Really, really bad. I have so many players in my Supercoach team playing tomorrow. So many. No, so he didn't have anyone. In the next game, I have no one. I've got Counter King and Tony Staggs in my team, but they're on my bench because I want to play Molitalo and Will Kennedy against the Dragons. So it's 28-14 here to the Dolphins with 12 minutes to go here of the game. He's got Payne Haas captained. That's the only player he's got playing today. I've got Cleary captained. Brian To'o. Shit. Guys, I asked you a question. Should I go Brian To'o against the Tigers or Stags against the Titans? Again, the Tigers' full strength have been pretty good defensively this year, and the Titans have been much better defensively this year. Do you trust Brian To'o against the Tigers more, or do you trust Stags against the Titans more? And especially considering they're coming off a loss to the Dragons. I've gone To'o here right now, but I could be convinced. So Cowboys, what do you expect? That's the usual. Don't disagree. The Dolphins will get the catch from the short drop out here, and Selwyn Cubbo is going to bring this ball to the 40 on first tackle. Next week, all Origin players will be missing. Rooster, you're right, Cogburn. Yeah, you're right. I still back the Chooks. But you're right. I don't know. Actually. Sam Walker gone. Robert Toya gone. I don't know if Victor Radley will be selected again. But Walker gone, Toya gone, Dolphins here at the 25. Isaiah Katoa is going to get romped at the 20 on fifth tackle. Tedesco gone. Maybe Nwanu Tuwase gone. Maybe. Dolphins, Nikorima. Great defense there from Chester. And Nikorima's going to get taken down to the 10. That'll be a turnover. I won 3K off Dragons beating the Broncos last week. Trust me, mate, they're beating the Sharkies. Yeah, I don't know about that. Where's our 10%, Terminox? Where's our $300 donation, mate? Come on, what are you doing? What do you think this is? Second tackle at the 25. Where's our 10%? 10 minutes to go here to game, folks. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. 10 minutes to go. Biz will be hungry after his poor Origin game. Not a bad point. And also, like, he surely is going to be the one that he usually will turn up against the better teams. They'll usually force it down his end rather than Jenkins' side against the better teams. Yeah, exactly right. No proof. You did. Where's the 10%? Waiting for the 10%. Waiting for it. Gee whiz. I'm sorry, you have To'o? Yeah, I have To'o. Charge down there for the Dolphins. They're going to get the ball at 35. 10 minutes to go of the game here, folks. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. 10 minutes to go. The Dolphins, they're looking like they're just going to run away with a win here, and Selwyn Cubbo's going to run away to the 50 on second tackle. I'm in the red. I've won back money. I've already lost. Hey, listen, that sounded like excuses to me. It sounded like where's that 10%? That's what it sounded like, Terminox. Sounded like where's the 10%, Jimmy? Fourth tackle now at the 40. Yeah, you just got champed. You just got champed. Gee whiz. And you deserve it. I'm hoping Queensland picks Lukey. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Better option than Brett Nakora right now. I would prefer for him for Yoaki, but sure, I don't mind a Helam Lukey. And Dolphins catch it. Farnworth offloads it. Still Dolphins ball. Isako, fifth tackle. Oh, 6 again for the Dolphins. Oh, no. Well, you guys may still get it. You may. Oh, no, it's not 6 again. It's still fifth tackle. Nikorima offloads it. Selwyn Cubbo. Try time. Probably forward, but doesn't matter. Try time for the Dolphins. And here may be a flurry. Jess, you need 2 more tries. 32 points. And Nate, you're getting close now. 16-10. What was that? 26 points. That's now 16-4. You just need 1 more try. But for Jets, you need 2 more tries. That was an even more soft try than the last. Yeah, they just... The Cowboys are clearly tired right now, man. They're clearly tired. Nikorima, he just finds a bit of space on the inside, gets away, and the pass is debatable, but I'm okay with it. 2 more tries, Jess, is what you need. He only needs 1 more try. That's a nice... Actually, probably fine, the pass from Nikorima. Probably fine. We love the game. Player safety and welfare are more important than tips in the game. Anyways, go the Dolphins. Sure, don't know what that's about, but sure. After one, it says, is Tom Chester New South or Queensland? I hate that people call them New South nowadays. It's so ridiculous. I hate people calling them New South. Call them New South Wales, man. That's their name, but that's very pedantic. I don't know where Tom Chester is. I would assume Queensland, but that's probably just because he's in Cowboys. Tom Chester origin eligibility. Queensland. He is absolutely Queensland. Queensland. He was born in Townsville. I hate it when people say New South. It's such a disrespect to your name. Like, your name is quite literally New South Wales. Now we've got New South, and now we've got the New South in your mouth stuff, which is funny. I love that. Like, if you're saying New South in your mouth, I get it. That's funny. But calling them New South is just like such a disrespect to your own name. Call them New South again, you'll get the full time out. He only got 60 seconds there, but I get it. 7 minutes 48 to go here at the game. Jermaine Asako, can he make it a 34-14? Oh, wow. Mick Hennis has just said the next game should be an absolute belter between the Broncos and the Titans. All right. Well, from your mouth to God ears there, Mickey boy. New South Welshman all day. No, you're a New South man all day, apparently, Nathan. Hey, we'll get the kick. So 34 points to 14 with 8 minutes to go here in the game. Well, Dolphins with a 20-point win here. You're going to go to 7 wins. You will jump above the Knights. The Knights go down to 6th. You are also... No, you're not going to jump up Manly. Manly on plus 117. So you'll be in 5th, and you just got to hope that the Sharks don't win by 31 points or more against the Dragons, which we all know what the Sharks can do when they're ruthless. They're ruthless. Be careful. Do you think Dolphins can beat Penrith in finals footy? No, unfortunately, I do not. But they have been a lot better this year than they have been last year, for sure. Yeah, no, that comment doesn't deserve to be removed. That comment, not you, Lorenzo, another comment, deserves to be timed out. That is a ridiculous comment to say Blues Lander. That might be... I saw a bad comment from Minties before, which might have been the dumbest comment I've ever seen. You might have just taken the cake for even more of a dumb comment, Elijah. Stay under 55, please. Dude, there's still entirely a chance here for a couple more tries, too. Flegler, second tackle, will be the 45 on the Cowboys side of the field. Second tackle. And they give it off to Isaiah Katoa, and it'll be Finifiwiaki, and Finifiwiaki brings it to the 38. Lorenzo, they aren't consistent enough. That's their problem on form with everyone available. They are great. Yeah, agree. Isaiah Katoa, Nicarima, short ball, Farnworth, and Farnworth, he will get this ball offloaded to Lemuelu. Isaiah Katoa. And Isaiah Katoa is going to be 25 metres away here. And that's going to be 6 again here for the Dolphins. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. There's going to be a try here. The Cowboys are exhausted, man. Flegler, he's going to be 8 metres away from the line, looking for an offload. Can't get it. Second tackle. Up the bunny, I literally just told you he's a Queenslander. He was born in Townsville. He plays for the Cowboys. He's lived his entire life in Townsville. Like, what do you want? What are you saying? He looks so nice in a Blues jersey. Your comments baffle me majority of the time, to be fair. Oh, there's a chance if Donahue. No, it'll be 4 tackles, 6 again for the Dolphins. 2 metres out from the line. Well, Nath, you're probably going to get your bet up. To Isaiah Katoa. Katoa, Hamiso steps, pushes off of 1. Still going, then taken down. Second tackle at the 5. Herbo loves his offloads. Herbie loves his offloads, man. Well, this 100% has to be a 6 again. Liam Sutton has to have a 6 again against him here. 1,000,000%. I can't believe this hasn't been called as another 6 again. It's pretty clear that Liam Sutton's trying to get his team a bit more of a break because they're exhausted right now. Isaiah Katoa runs his ball himself. He'll be 4 metres out from the line. Third tackle. How many 6 against before someone goes? We're probably still 2-3 away from that. From the warning. 2 away from the warning. Oh, there's a knock-on from Herbie Farnworth. And it will be Cowboys ball here at the 30. Definitely been more stupid opinions, hasn't there, Minty? That was just a stupid opinion, but asking who Tom Chester is eligible for and then suggesting the Blue, then after being told Queensland, suggesting that he should be a Blue is amazing. When he was born, lived his entire life in Townsville. That's amazing stuff. Sounds like Peter Sterling. 5 minutes to go here of the game. 34-14 to the Dolphins. And they'll go to Tom Chester. And Chester now, he'll be at the 23 on first tackle. Don't forget, Titans-Broncos in 10 minutes' time. We'll be live for that. Titans-Broncos. That's crash out central potential. Second tackle at 35. Chester better be a Queensland. Chester is Queensland High. He was born in Townsville, lived his whole life in Townsville, has played under 19s for Queensland, and is currently playing for the Cowboys. He's definitely going to be. Bunnies fans do have an underwhelming IQ lag and short ball into the line. They'll be at the 50. Liam Sutton to Scott Drinkwater. Drinkwater will be at the 45 now on fourth tackle. Just too many errors in the second half for the Cowboys, but honestly both teams, but definitely the Cowboys, unfortunately. Tom Chester for fifth tackle at the 35. How do I do NRL fantasy? I do Supercoach, but I only do Supercoach draft. I don't really do Supercoach in general, just Supercoach draft. Would anyone be interested in doing that's a penalty of the Dolphins. Would anyone here, considering we're doing the World Cup, would anyone be here interested in doing a FIFA World Cup fantasy Supercoach? Not Supercoach fantasy. I might do it. If there are people who are interested in it, I might set it up for tonight, and then during the friendlies we can get people joining up for it. So 3.5 minutes to go here of this game. Penalty to the Dolphins in their own 25. Clock ticking away. It just gives you a reason to watch games that you probably never would have watched as well. Dolphins kick it to the 30 with 3 minutes 20 to go. Is it a draft? No, it won't be a draft. It'll just be the normal fantasy. I'm not organising with so many people for a draft. I'll just be doing it normal, so you can select anybody from any team. Draft would make it really difficult, man. Draft is only really good when it's like all your actual just like mates that you're with, and you can organise a time based on work schedules that you already know and whatnot. There's no way to want to organise a draft with people on YouTube. It would be way too impossible to set up a draft time. Flegler only scored 30. Good thing I benched him. Well, that's interesting, yeah. I'm surprised. I would have thought he would have got more, especially in a game the Dolphins have scored 34. Yeah, it's pretty much starting it in 15 minutes' time. This game finishes in 2.5 minutes' time. I'll start up in 10 minutes' time, so there'll be like a 5-minute break in between. All right, so Isaiah Katoa. He'll put this ball up. Happy Farmwood chasing it through. Knock on Cowboys. Hamiso grabs it at the 15. Hamiso, he's going to cut back in the inside. Still going here. He's 5 meters out. Oh, 1-on-1 strip? Yeah. No, it's going to be a penalty. No, knock on from the Cowboys. So Dolphins will be 10 meters out from the line. I think Cowboys will challenge this, and they will. I'll do a fantasy World Cup. Yeah, I think it'd be good. Just so that we can have a bit of care factor about games like, I think, Sweden and Korea I'm doing. Like, I've got my schedule planned out now. I can't do every game. I'm not up at 3 a.m. for, like, Costa Rica versus Congo. I'm not doing that at 3 in the morning. No way. But I will be live I will be live at least every single day for a game, and I'll do 2. There's actually, in 2 weeks' time on Saturday, this is... Oh, that's right. They're going back for the original knock-on for the Cowboys. Forgot about that. Yeah, it's just a knock-on from Cowboys. Yep, so... I'm pretty certain this is just Cowboys knock-on. Anyway, there's a game... Oh, they're going to say penalty against the Dolphins, actually, for a danger position. But there's a day in 2 weeks' time on Saturday where there's three football World Cup matches on, and then 3 rugby league games on. Titans-Panthers are included in that day. It's going to be a brutal day for me. 6 streams on in 2 weeks' time on Saturday. Oh, no, so it's not. It's just going to be a knock-on here from the Cowboys. So, unsuccessful challenge. Dolphins ball at the 10. Flames on games and can't wait for Fafita to score a try in the next game. Charlie Joe Fafita. What a man. What a beautiful man. Is it almost time for the Cowboys to be scam alert? Nah. Fraud alert. Fraud alert's a shout. They did lose to the Raiders last week, and they have lost the Dolphins convincingly here at home today. Yeah. Fraud alert is a great shout. They are in 9th position too, and if the Tigers beat the Panthers tomorrow, they will go into 10th. even though they've got more wins than majority of the teams above them. But their points differential will be in the negatives. I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. 2 losses in a row, one of them to the Raiders, and then this one to the Dolphins with a lot of errors in this game. Offload here from the Dolphins. Goes at the back. They're moving. Tom Flegler. How's your bench looking now? Try Tom Flegler. 38-14 with a get to come. I think that's just rocketed him above 60. Nah, look, Jesse Colhoun's a good shout. Like, even against the Dragons off the bench. So Jesse Colhoun's a good shout. But the Dolphins are going to hit 40 here. It's about to be 40-14. And Tommy Flegler will score a try. And the Cowboys are going to be going on to fraud alert. Oh my gosh, Sharks, please win tomorrow so we can get you off of fraud alert, even though you're probably still frauds, but I'm going to take you off of it. But the Cowboys are on fraud alert. The Cowboys are on, yeah, everyone but Herbie, Ty. Exactly right. The whole bottom 8 area is looking fraudy right now. Newcastle, please don't. Oh, no, you got to buy next week. Please don't lose the week after that, because otherwise you'll have to start be thinking about it. Minute 20 to go here. Well, Jess, you need a miracle. You need one more try, Jess. Nath, you just got yours. Jess, you need one more try. You need a miracle. And in a minute 20, you need one more try. All right, Nath, looking forward to the 10%. There's a lot of fraud. A lot of frauds, Jossie. A lot of frauds. The Jim Masters Cowboys will be out of that list very soon. Any way to put them on any kind of fraud or scam? No, it's not. They lost the Raiders last week and they lost to the Dolphins this week at home, and they're going to concede 40 in it. This is exactly what this team has done throughout the year, where they can turn up in games and they can also fall away in games. And I'm still very, very confused about a team that is outside of the top 8 for attack and outside of the top 10 for defense. And right now, by giving up 40 points, they've probably gone down to 12th or 13th on the defense this season. So whilst they're getting their wins, man, at the end of the day, they do have fraudulent activities going on about them. They've got fraud about them. So if you're a Cowboys fan, you don't like it, well, sure, but I know you can recognize it. I know you can see it. Everyone can see it. I don't believe in this economy of the Cowboys. I do not think that they're going to be there long-term this season, and I do think that it is fair after a loss to the Raiders last week, who looked absolutely pitiful and pathetic last night against the Roosters, and then a 40-point loss to the Dolphins here at home in North Queensland. Like, you guys, the Cowboys have got 8 wins so far this season, but also it's not been a convincing 8 wins, but it's like an 8 wins regardless. You've got to respect that. But there is absolutely a discussion here in regards to fraudulent activities. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the Dolphins, there's 32 seconds to go here at the game. 40 points to 14. Can the Dolphins go and score one more? Flegler, he's going to bring this ball out to the 15. 24 seconds to go here. And the Dolphins will be at the 25, 16 seconds left here. I think this is going to be ending the way it is. Don't forget, 4 minutes time, guys. We live for Titans versus the Broncos. If you want to see a person crash out on the stream, that's the one to be. Nikarima, Isagatoa, Hamiso gets it up to Bostock. Bostock's going to run this ball into the line. And that, my friends, is the game. Dolphins 40, Cowboys 14. And the Dolphins keep on moving and grooving, and the Cowboys still giving us a little bit of the wobble, son. But guys, I've got to jump off. I've got to switch across to the next stream, which is the Broncos versus the Titans. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Don't forget, we'll be live for Australia versus Switzerland tonight in the FIFA World Cup. And appreciate you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.